games roll. North Carolina A&T comes to the dance with the MEAC's stingiest defense, led by linebacker Ray Massey and B.J. Little. The Aggies are a physical unit that has taken no prisoners all season long. It's a historic day at Hampton as their all-time leading rusher, Montrell Coley, plays his final game at Armstrong Field. Dust off your dancing shoes. A&T and Hampton are ready to party on MEAC College Football Saturday.
They say it ain't over until the fat lady sings, and that's the way they're looking at it on this Veterans Day from Hampton, Virginia. The ships are a sail, but A&T taking on the Pirates of Hampton University. Two teams with identical records in the MEAC, two teams with identical records overall. 6-3 overall for both teams, 4-2 in the MEAC, and someone has got to go out a winner. This is the final MEAC football game of the regular season for us on the air. And for two teams that know so much about each other, they want to go at it. I'm talking about, of course, the Pirates of Hampton University, who are taking on the Aggies of North Carolina A&T. Both teams are coming off losses, both teams looking for a win. To help me along with this broadcast, my partner, Mark Gray. And partner, I tell you, after last week's 46-45, A&T losing to Delaware State, and of course the game we did here, I'm talking Hampton, losing 34-31 to Bethune-Cookman. You know, one of these teams has to go out a winner, and it's going to be tough today.
Well, you know, the complexion of this game changed. We thought when we came in here last week, we have a championship contest this week, but with the loss in Dover by the Aggies, as well as the homecoming loss that Hampton had against the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Simply put, this is for good old-fashioned MEAC pride, although North Carolina A&T just have a little bit of an outside chance to try and win this thing.
There's a question of who's better when you speak of this game, and Maurice Hicks is one talented running back. He has burst on the scene in the MEAC this season. He's a young man that definitely powers the run for North Carolina A&T.
He is an explosive running back between the tackles and really makes defenders pay for coming up and trying to contain him. He has been the defining offensive weapon of A&T offense all season long, and he is the critical component to their success. He was slightly contained last week, but he is dangerous against the Hampton defensive unit that is hurting. He could have a big day.
He might be good, but he's not the best. And the best runner in the MEAC is one young man who wears number 4, but he's number 1. I speak of Montrell Coley out of Goldsboro, North Carolina. This young man can simply get it done.
He is the number 1 leading rusher in the history of Hampton University football, and he can do it all. Catches passes out of the backfield. He's also a devastating blocker. He's just like Hicks, tough runner between the tackles. But the thing I love most about Montrell Coley is he has the speed to take it to the house. We often get criticized for using the term special. Montrell Coley is a special athlete, and he's done some very special things here at Hampton University.
On the other side, the signal callers are the quarterbacks. And let's take a look at him, because these are two young men who have to lead these teams into the trenches. Jason Battle, the young man who does it for North Carolina A&T.
He's a field general. He's a steady influence. He's like the captain of that ship. He's not going to beat you, but in the A&T offense, as I've been saying all season, the quarterback just has to run the show, and he is definitely capable of doing that. But we will see a better polished passer in Keith Matkin sometime today.
At Hampton University, they say all the deposit and all the return. The reason why, they've got Cash, Octavius Cash.
Cash is a tremendous running quarterback and very inconsistent with his passing game. But he does have some talented receivers to get the ball to. This is where he's most dangerous, as he took it up the gut 65 yards for a touchdown last week against Bethune-Cookman. Cash was money running the Hampton rush attack all game last week.
Well, he was running the ball, but he can definitely throw the ball. He has 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. We're taking a look at our United States Airways quarterback comparisons. Both of these young men can put it in the air. Let's see if they can land in the end zone. That will set up for what we have in store for you, because we've got two teams with identical records, but someone's going to lose today. We'll have that story and so much more coming up next on MEAC College Football Saturday, coming live from Hampton, Virginia. Armstrong Field on the campus of Hampton University. Ronnie Duncan along with Mark Gray providing the play-by-play and color. On the sidelines, we've got our own man, George Johnson. George?
Ronnie, coming into this ball game, both teams coming off disappointing losses last week. I talked to both coaches. Bill Hayes told me, North Carolina A&T, that it took his club a couple days to rebound from that loss, and they realized they still have a chance to win the conference title if they went out and get a little help. So they rebounded from that win, had pretty good practice on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. As for head coach Taylor, he said this ball game is all about character. Yes, they lost last week. They have no chance at the title. The fact is they still have 2 games remaining on the schedule. Character, that's what this one's all about. Act like men and represent Hampton University to its fullest. Back up to you guys.
Well, thanks a lot, George, and we'll have more George throughout the night. Yes, it's going to be a great game this afternoon. I tell you what, let's get ready. And as you can see, that is Terrence Patrick waiting to receive for Hampton University. He's back there, and he's not alone because he'll have Mr. Christopher Parker alongside of him, number 23. So you've got 2 young men who are waiting for the kickoff, and if the ball can stay on the tee, I'm sure Daniel Solares will do the duties.
Well, this was one of the elements that left Hampton down last week. Running turnovers on special teams that opened the door for Bethune-Cookman.
And that will be a touchback, and we get ready to take a look at our United States Postal Service starting lineup tonight. Speaking of the offense, the Pirates of Hampton University. And James McCall has to be one of the best offensive tackles out there, number 75, right tackle position. But when you move down the line of this offense, Zuriel Smith is a young man who has come up big today from the split end position. And if Michael Compton can go after some balls like he did last week, it's going to be special. There's your quarterback, the young man. They call him Cash Money. If he can get beyond those 8 interceptions and have more touchdowns, I'm sure Joe Taylor will be very pleased. It's first down the backfield, I formation. Clement and Montreal Coley. Cash was looking to pass. Across 20 to 25 to 30. He picks up 20 yards on the play.
Boy, Robert Williams does a good job. That's number 97 in yellow, chasing him down. Well, let's take a look at the Aggies defense, Ronnie.
And that United States Postal Service starting defensive lineup. And you've got Leonard Relevant. Daddy played, of course, North Carolina A&T and Marcos McGee. B.J. Little. Oh, what a man. Get it done.
Maybe the best linebacker prospect in the conference is Earl Holmes at Florida A&M. Booker Washington. They forgot the D because he's one of the more physical hitters in the MEAC.
There is. I'm talking about Mr. Relaford. You see him there, a young man who can come right to you at all times. It is a 1st and 10 ball on the 31-yard line to give to Montreal Coley. Coley turning the corner, picks up 2 yards away.
There you get an evidence of the speed of the North Carolina A&T defense. In terms of foot speed, in my opinion, Ronnie, A&T, the Aggies defensive unit, the fastest unit, and we run to the outside. You let the linebackers like Massey and Little. Sammy Rogers, who's another guy, number 41, plays that hybrid position, gives them an opportunity to pursue. A&T, one of the best pursuing teams probably in all of 1AA on the defensive side of the ball.
Ray Massey, one of the best out there, number 55. Once again, your quarterback. Catch. Back to pass. 2nd and 8. Passes to Coley. Coley across the 30, the 35. Stopped at the 38-yard line.
That's where, well, you're going to hear it a lot today. A special running back makes a special play. This is a great play call where the quarterback does a good job of disguising what's happening. And Montreal Coley does a great job catching the ball with his shoestrings and picking up the 1st down. Somebody was back there had a chance to bring him down. I believe that was Charles Parham, a freshman out of Richmond, who could have made the play, but Coley gives his team a 3rd and short.
3rd and 2, ball on the 39-yard line for the Pirates of Hampton University. The band is pretty excited about this one. Lone backfield, it is just Montreal Coley. Compton in motion. Give the Coley, gets a 1st down and more.
Ronnie, I think that was Norman Clement that time who got the ball carry.
It sure was. Norman Clement, number 6. Big fella so often does not get the ball. I thought it was Coley. My bad on that one. 13-15. In the first quarter, we're just got Roddy Duncan along with Mark Gray, MEAC College Football Saturday.
And you might want to log that because the big fella doesn't carry the ball too much, but he is dangerous. And for a guy his size, Hampton likes to run him off tackle and in sweep plays, and it just speaks volumes about what they think of his foot speed.
If you think he's big, think about his little brother. He's even bigger. You can imagine Thanksgiving dinner at the Clement house. It is 1st and 10, ball on the 25-yard line. Cash back to pass. Cash went deep, looking for Zuriel Smith. It's intercepted by the Aggies.
Well, Ronnie, that's one of your favorite players the Aggies have, Curtis DeLoach.
Curtis DeLoach coming up hard and coming up huge for the Aggies of North Carolina A&T.
When we take a look at this replay, you're going to have to question the effort of Zuriel Smith. Now watch. This is a bad pass because he led his receiver a bit too far. Cash has ample time to survey the field, tries to lead his receiver a little bit too far, but Smith has got to battle for the football. I mean, that's an effort play. And in games that are defined by nothing more than pride, the effort plays normally define them. And that was, frankly, poor effort by Zuriel Smith to play defensive back and knock off the pass.
All right, a 49 interception return. That was Mr. Deloitte. Pass to Hicks. Now let's take a look at our United States Postal Service starting offensive lineup for those Aggies of North Carolina A&T. And Victor Marte, what a center, and he's a good one. Also, Chris Caldwell is your wide receiver looking at that offensive lineup, and I'm looking forward to Maurice Hicks. And Steve Shipp, a young man who was able to get some big passes. There's your quarterback, and I think he could be the difference of this game, Mark.
Yes, checking into the lineup, that's Keith Matkins. We thought we'd see Jason Battle in the starting lineup, but Matkins is the more polished of the two quarterbacks. A&T has a two-headed monster at the quarterback position. Jason Battle calmly runs the offense. When A&T has number 14 in the lineup, you can expect them to run the football a lot more. Matkins is definitely a more polished passer, and look for A&T to try to take some shots deep, because Hampton's defensive secondary last week was quite vulnerable, certainly when guys like Antonio Stanley were taking short passes, breaking tackles, and turning them into long gainers.
Bill Hayes, the head coach, of course, the man who calls the shots for North Carolina A&T. Now let's take a look at our United States Postal Service defensive lineup. Michael Bland, they call him Blue Bland, but he gets it done. He's a smart player as well as a smart student in school. Vernon Woodson, number 53, saw a lot of him last week against Bethune-Cookman. Mr. Coleman, one of the leading tacklers on this team, along with Vincent Lewis, and you see Matkins with the pass, and it's intercepted. And guess what? Wow. Hampton comes right back with another big play.
That's just simply a great play by Travis Oliver, the strong safety. So often the safeties here at Hampton are known more for coming up and run support, but what you're going to see here is the good old-fashioned tip drill. They drill you on this at the end of practice during those 2 days in the summer. Watch this. Pressure coming from the inside, a deflection, a bat in the air, and it's hauled in. Great concentration that time by the Hampton University defensive back.
Once again, the hands get it. Put the hands up and anything can happen. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line for the Pirates. Montel Coley. Coley picks up 6 yards on the play.
Coley just has that certain something that you can't teach. And you just watch the way his feet move. It's a back whose feet are in perpetual motion. You know, he moved, he hit the hole, was able to keep it. Now watch right here, Ronnie. They're going to go right in the middle. You're going to see a great job of offensive line play. See, give it up. There's a look at those feet. Great. Buys himself about 5 or 6 more yards with his ability to do his little dance step. Look like you're on a dance floor down at the waterside, bro.
You know what? Disco Inferno is what they used to call me back in the day.
Yeah, I've seen you on the dance floor. You do burn it up.
Hey, cut the rug, as they say. Back in the day, Walbrook Junction, Baltimore, Maryland.
Just make sure that if the person is dancing with you doesn't have corns, because it could be a painful experience.
Yeah, you know it can be. Hey, we're going to have a measurement in the action by the officials right now. There's a song called Who Let the Dogs Out? Well, you want to know what? Here in Hampton, they say Who Let the Pirates Out?
So Hampton's picking up the tempo just a little bit here.
That's right, and picks up a 1st down, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Out of the shotgun formation, it'll be Cash. Cash under pressure. Cash on the run. Cash is going to move with the football. And guess what, Mark? He was able to pick up 5 yards on the play.
Folks, you may have just seen a historic moment. Number 38, B.J. Little, got shook by a quarterback when he gets around the corner. Cash took B.J. Little to school here when he got around the corner, and that was the difference in him picking up the 1st down. Just an outstanding play by Atavius Cash, one-on-one, schooling B.J. Little.
You know, B.J. was probably saying, no deposit, no return. I don't think so. That Cash wasn't about to get bounced.
See, watch this. Great pressure coming up. I think that's Relaford pressuring, and that says a lot for a 260-pound lineman. But look at Little right there. Schooled you, and he picks up the 1st down.
It is 10:46 remaining in the 1st quarter. Let's go to George Johnson to speak about the defense of North Carolina A&T.
Hampton's defense, they have had so many problems defensively. Hampton has had so many problems this year, especially when it comes to injuries. Stanley Autry was supposed to be the starting middle linebacker. He went down with an injury at the beginning of the season. Tremaine Hughes stepped in for him. Just as Tremaine was getting used to playing the inside linebacking spot, he got an injury in Tallahassee. He no longer is playing. They also have an injury to safety, Vincent Lewis. With Vincent out, they start started Travis Oliver, the man who just came up with the interceptions. Injuries to Hampton, and yet other guys are stepping up and making the plays. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, George. Pass intended for Zuriel Smith on a 3rd and 5. That'll make it 4th and 5, and it's a punt situation for the Pirates of Hampton University. During the punting will be Tellus Bolden. And when you speak of punting for Hampton, not only good, they're one of the best in the MEAC.
And they've had over the past few weeks, I'm sure that Mr. Bolden has been padding his stats. Is leading the conference in net average, almost 40 yards net per punt. Now, net is more important than total yards.
Deloitte is back to receive it. It takes a nice little Hampton bounce. And this will land at the 29-yard line. It's early going, but someone's got to win. Someone wants that pride. It's Hampton in North Carolina A&T on MEAC College Football. A lot of catches. Who is he? He's the fine and talented wide receiver for the FAM Rattlers. And over the last weekend, this young man made another catch very similar to the one you're seeing made here. And the reason why the catch was so important, it was 16, but it was number 306. You see, Jacque Nunley became the NCAA Division I AA all-time receiving leader, beating Jerry's record of 301 receptions. He now has 306. They say he shattered the record. Well, guess what? He's got one more game to even shatter it more against Bethune-Cookman, and that will be the 18th of this month, and that's going to be a big game down in Florida. Once again, the ball gives to Hicks of North Carolina A&T, a pickup of 4 yards.
Well, that was the hole right there, Ronnie, that Bethune-Cookman pretty much won the game on last week. And Hampton is vulnerable in the middle, got an ailing middle linebacker, and A&T is so physical up front. So we'll watch the matchup for the entire game. As you got a center like Victor Marte going up against the linebackers that are ailing right now, Terrence Allen being one of them, and he's certainly going to be a giant spot all afternoon.
It was a generous spot of 5 yards, and he was 2nd and 5, but this time Hicks was stopped by the defense of Hampton.
Well, like, you know how A&T is. Bill Hayes wants to, hit your mouth, bloody you up just a little bit. And Joe Taylor understands that A&T is a physical team. He has great respect for Bill Hayes. And these two guys have been battling each other for years. They were warriors in competition when both were coaching in the CIAA. And they bring it on into the MEAC, and both have done outstanding jobs with their respective programs.
3rd and 5. Atkins back to pass. This time the pass was intended for Ship. Incomplete, out of bounds.
Good play that time by Willie Bennett coming up as cornerback position to deflect the pass that was intended for Steve Ship. Ship and Matkins, high school teammates down in Charlotte, was going to his homeboy, but it was broken up. And, Bennett, had to be a tough week for Bennett after fumbling 2 punts last week, which led to like 14 Bethune-Cookman points.
It's a punting situation for North Carolina A&T during the punting. So that's Zuriel Smith on the return. We're going to take a break in the action right now. We'll come back with more. It's North Carolina A&T taking on Hampton. We're scoreless, but the best is yet to come as that young man, Zuriel Smith, wants to get into the end zone. It's 8:34 left in the first quarter. No score. North Carolina A&T and Hampton. A&T lost a big game last week to Delaware State. It was a big loss. Just ask their head coach. He'll tell you all about it.
Against an outstanding Delaware State team. I thought Ben Blacknall did a heck of a job, but they had it was just any number of freak things in that game that I had never seen before that happened. It just cost us an opportunity to go to the playoffs, possibly, and a championship.
Season, so to speak, Ronnie, for Coach Hayes. I mean, you think they lost a game at Howard on a halfback option play, and then they lose on a fumble recovery after an onside kick. They fumble. I mean, it's just freaky kind of season in Greensboro.
Play action is Cash, and it's intercepted. And once again, North Carolina A&T all over it, and it is a touchdown. touchdown, 37 yards for North Carolina A&T.
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, Sammy Rogers with the kickoff, and he takes it to the house. One of the more physical linebacker / strong safeties. I think when you talk about Sammy Rogers next level, he'll probably be a defensive back. Watch it right here. Great job of disguising coverage, and watch number 4 step right in front of the intended receiver. A&T once again got a good pressure, and he does a great job of reading the tight end blunt, step right in front of him. Great move on Cash, and Rogers takes it to the house. So Armstrong Field early on is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Indeed it is. 37-yard interception on the return for the touchdown. Mr. Rogers. It is 7-0. North Carolina A&T with the early lead. Let's take another look at it, Mark, because not too many guys from the linebacker position can do what Sammy Rogers just did.
You know, he's a hybrid, and when I say that, that's part linebacker, part defensive back. He plays what they call the whip linebacker, so he has a lot of responsibility in run support, but just as much responsibility in pass coverages, and number 41 knows how to get it done. I really love talk about upside potential as an NFL prospect. This guy listed as a linebacker at 6'2", 220, reeks of a physical, punishing, strong safety, maybe a Dennis Smith, Steve Atwater type.
They call it the Blue Death defense, and if you don't watch it, it can be a quick death for you. 7-0. North Carolina A&T has taken the lead, and you see him there, Sammy Rogers on the bench with the rest of his defensive buddies, included B.J. Little among them. Once again, it's time for that young man to see if he can receive something on the great graces for the Hampton University Pirates. I speak of Terrence Patrick, number 8.
It'll be interesting to see how Hampton responds. Emotional, disappointing loss last week, and, you know, now they're down already, and, you know, they don't have a 12th man here, to be frank about it. We saw last week when they got close and the crowd needed to get into it to get some energy. Hampton is out there. It's 11-on-11 today, despite this game being in Virginia.
Darren Dawkins set to receive.
Getting some foot into it. Woo-hoo!
El Solares getting his foot all into the action on the kickoff there. 7-0 is our score. 8:21 remaining in the game of the first quarter.
Well, North Carolina A&T, according to what the offensive brain trust at Hampton feels like, they think that the weakness of A&T is in the secondary. So they believe that they can go about the business of trying to make some things happen. And,
you know, good things do come in 3. And look at this, because you've B.J. Little, Ray Massey, and Sammy Rogers, and those guys have some huge numbers. Another guy with some huge numbers is Montrell Coley, a one-man wrecking machine for the Pirates of Hampton University. But look at that, 189 tackles, 19 sacks, and 37 tackles for loss. When you think of those 3, they are not the 3 amigos. You know they're not the 3 Stooges.
That's
but they're
3 the hard way.
There you go.
And Ray Massey, B.J. Little, and, both members of All Groove team. That's my bit. You're not scoring on the All Groove. If I got those 2 guys up the middle, it's a long afternoon.
Measuring for a first down, it looks like Montrell Coley and the Pirates have the first down.
And Rogers is All Groove too. Let's be real for a second. Now, I know he could start as the 3rd linebacker because we got another linebacker there, but Rogers has to be my strong safety. Think about he and Mathis from Bethune-Cookman as your safeties. And look at middle.
Hey, let's get it on.
Mathis is special, though, isn't he, Ronnie?
He definitely is. Split formation, Clement and Coley. In motion is Compton. Give the Clement, the big fella, takes some people with him, and that's another first down. Nate Clement takes you down for the first down.
Well, this is the first time all season I've seen somebody go right to the teeth of the A&T defensive front and just blast people. Look at the surge at the point of attack that Hampton gets, which opens up the hole for Clement to go through and just barrel over people. And it's like a bowling ball just exploding. And look at the pin action, carrying 4 Aggie pins, another 5 yards. A gain of 11 that time for the senior from Detroit, Ronnie, who is a physical player.
Another first down, this time to Coley. Coley turning the corner. Coley picks up 2 yards on the play, but he's met by B.J. Little and company.
Charles Parham does a good job of coming up from the cornerback position to turn that play, I should say, into containment. And that's why Coley wasn't able to accelerate down the sideline. He took a good lick that time and needs to catch up and regroup. But once again, my man Ray Massey in pursuit. But you got to give the DB credit that time for turning that play inside for him to come up and get him.
If you're just joining us, it was the defense of North Carolina A&T that scored their first 7 points of the game. 37-yard interception return by Sammy Rogers. It is 2nd and 7. Ball on the 44-yard line. Cash back to pass. Cash under pressure. The blitz was on. Cash going to Compton. And it was ruled out of bounds, but a great effort by Mike Compton.
Compton the source of much contention last week after not really giving it all, going after a critical play in that game. And he climbs the ladder that time, but this time it's to no avail. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that the quarterback is under duress. Ray Massey once again coming along, got some help from Relaford from the outside, and Sammy Rogers was there forcing him to release the pass early, and that's why I was high and just a bit outside.
Let's give some credit to Robert Williams. He was the first man back there, number 97. He's been getting in the backfield quite often. Clement, the lone back. The pass is up in the air, and this time it is Compton, and once again, Compton incomplete.
But we talk about the effort. Lay out and go after it, big fella.
You know what? I talked with one of the coaches prior to the game. We talked about that with Michael Compton. Michael has got to exert himself to lay out with the football because that's a catch he could have possibly made.
They teach you in broadcasting school never to use the term one player wants it, but you got to want it then. And sometimes if it's a little bit of 5 yards away, you got to want it so bad you go after it and get it.
Kerry Soloris is set to receive this punt, but it's going to take a bounce, and it's going to land right there at the 26-yard line. We'll come back with more of this game. The Hampton Pirates trailing North Carolina A&T. Two teams with identical records, but right now, A&T has the upper hand. Throughout the history of the MEAC, there are some great players that have gone on to some stellar careers. One being a great linebacker from Morgan State University, Willie Lanier, who was later inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He played for the Papa Bear, Earl Banks, back in the glory days of the Bears. And we saw him last week here at homecoming at Hampton. And you know what he said? He said, Ronnie and Mark, I enjoyed the job that you do. And I have to admit, it's been a whole lot of fun for 10 games of college football with Mark Gray, with George Johnson, and, of course, all of the countless sideline reporters we've had, Donna, Jeff Rumlin. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and big props to our crew all season long, Ronnie. I mean, you know, the guys and the ladies in the truck. Boy, I'm telling you, make the talking heads look a lot better than we are, folks. Appreciate
you got Bill back there doing things. Brian, Carrie, Rhonda.
Next year, we're going to dread Brian's hair.
Cute.
Because Brian has more jobs than a Jamaican guy around here. Props to our boy Mark Shoemaker from Home Team Sports. Especially anybody hooks me up some swag, I'll take a bullet for him in the shoulder.
In the shoulder, that's all.
In the shoulder, yeah.
All right, and of course, we've got to give props where props are due, and that's, of course, to my man LeCount, who's our statistician for the season, and B.J. Evans, the man who calls all the shots for the MEAC. That was Maurice Hicks with a gain of 8 yards on the play.
And there is, that's Stuart not working the camera for us. Booyah!
Maurice Hicks for first down. He spins even for more. Maurice Hicks picks up 7 yards on the play.
He just may be the toughest between the tackle runner that we have in the MEAC. I mean, when you talk about tackle to tackle, I don't know if there's anybody better in the league, Montrell Coley included, than Hicks. Look at him hitting it right up the cut right here. The hole is there, and look at him. Takes one block, spins out of it and drives 3 defenders back. It's like when he goes in there, he's a bowling ball, and all the defenders are pits.
But you got to look at the offensive line. Man, were they pushing. They were making it happen for Mr. Hicks. Hicks turned the corner. Hicks another first down. Hicks says, bring me down. What's my name? It's Maurice Hicks, and I am not a joke.
Well, if Hampton defenders don't know his name, they certainly know his number right now. And I can tell you who really knows his number. The safety, the freshman from Chicago, number 27, Travis Oliver, is going to come up and watch right here. Now, he's in the secondary. He's going to drop that head and boom! Oh, and back goes Oliver.
21 yards on the run for Maurice Hicks. The Aggies offense starting to get going. Mackins is your quarterback. The lone back is Maurice Hicks. Hicks on the carry. Hicks up the middle, but this time met by the Hampton defense.
Well, it worked once. And This time Hampton does a better job at coming back and sealing off Hicks that time in that particular situation.
Corey Kaysen on the stop. Good man there. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first quarter of action. Mackins out of the shotgun. Pressure was on, but Maurice Hicks was there to bring him out of it. First down, North Carolina A&T.
A far more polished passer than Jason Battle. And just look at the pocket presence of Mackins. Sits there, delivers the strike with the pressure bearing down on him, and he splits the numbers on the jersey of Hicks coming across the middle. Solid pass that time, and a good reception by Hicks. A&T rolling right now.
7 yards on the reception, Maurice Hicks. First and 10. Ball on the 24. Maurice Hicks turning the corner one more time. And on television, the Aggies just love to be in front of a national televised audience because they are virtually unbeatable. 6-0 when they've been on TV for the MEAC. So you know how Bill Hayes sees you, me, or Charlie Neal, or anybody that's representing the MEAC. He gets excited.
Actually, it's more like George. George and one of the ladies that normally works the sidelines. But again, the Aggies seem to love prime time, and if they keep enjoying this type of success, they'll be trying to have their whole schedule on TV.
The one thing about the MEAC, and you have to be very happy about it, and have to be to the point you say, you know what, this is something that is needed in black college football. This is one of the best packages put together for a kid. We got Call on the play.
Defense, 5 yards. First down.
All right, he wanted to be on TV. He gets his opportunity. We were talking with him before the game. He said, sometimes the mic doesn't stay on, and my mic keeps cutting out. And you guys are making fun of me. I said, it's Mark Gray.
No.
It's Gray with it. 3 minutes and 41 seconds.
But last year was what he was talking about, and I was locked in a radio studio in Bristol, Mr. Duncan.
First and 5, Maurice Hicks trying to find somewhere to go, but you know what? Plugging up that middle. And I'm talking about Mr. Woodson.
But see, the pack still moves. When he goes into the pack, again, the bowling ball analogy just goes in, and the defenders that come up to meet him in blue are like bowling pins. They just go back.
Curry Connell, Vernon Woodson on the stop, along with the boys coming through. Cornell was there as well.
Boy, what an interesting week it was last week throughout the conference. Some outstanding performances, upsets were the order of the day.
And we'll keep you posted on the MEAC scores that are taking place today. Give to Hicks. Anytime he starts burning, but this time he ran once again into that bad man they call Vernon Woodson, number 53.
He got some help that time from Coleman coming up from a strong safety position. The safeties here at Hampton are like tied for third in tackles. Once again, like we saw last week, Ronnie, if these guys are having to come up and rush board against an outstanding rushing team, the second best, rushing team in the MEAC, it again is going to be a long afternoon for the Pirate defense.
Ball's on the 15-yard line, 3rd and 1, just 1 yard to go for a first down. If you know Bill Hayes, don't be surprised if he goes for it all. Hayes with the give to Maurice Hicks, pound his way, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown, 15 yards. Maurice Hicks, North Carolina A&T. I said he would go for it all, and this young man will not be denied. Did you see him take somebody with him? He said, let me take you to the promised land. It's called the end zone, and you can't stop me.
Bill Hayes snuck a defensive lineman. Number 45 is Talib Smith, and he's going to get a great lead block just to the right. You don't see him there, but then Hicks barreling and just carrying safeties on into the end zone. You cannot tackle this guy high. Haven't you seen that in the tapes all season? You tackle Hicks high, he will take you to the house.
He would do it. He did every time. Once again, it's another point after by Mr. Dawkins. It is 14-0. The Aggies of North Carolina A&T. And I don't know what was going on with number 1, Willie Bennett. Watch Willie Bennett coming to your screen. You see him there, number 1? He's going to try to hold on. Man, forget about it. You just ain't big enough to deal with Maurice Hicks.
Not big enough, not strong enough. I mean, and the bottom line is, this guy is so strong up top. Haven't you seen it? Didn't you watch the FAMU game? Didn't you watch their homecoming game against Bethune-Cookman? You gotta take his legs out. You don't stop Maurice Hicks trying to tackle him high.
You know what I like about Hicks? He runs with so much enthusiasm, so much power, and so much speed. But the most important element about Maurice Hicks is his balance.
Yep.
We've got a call on the play.
Unsportsmanlike. We have a dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. The penalty, offset.
So it's offset penalty, and you got it there. You know what? The Aggies are talking positive, man. The Aggies are talking positive.
I think we need to let the people know what's going on right now. We've got B.J. Evans in the booth that's helping us out as our spotter. And as we look at the target schedule of MEAC games today, Bethune-Cookman is at Howard. Dangerous game for the Wildcats. Delaware State is across the river, well, the bay, pardon me, taking on Norfolk State. And then
now this holdout is the Bears of Morgan State University on Cold Spring and Hillen Road.
No,
taking on...
They're in Orangeburg.
I know they're in Orangeburg. Let me do my intro.
Go ahead.
Why do you always have to upstage me? Can you be quiet? Can you be quiet? It's impossible, isn't it? All right? The Morgan Bears, Cold Spring and Hillen Road, taking on South Carolina State. I had to get some of my alma mater in there, okay? They've only won 1 game.
And guess what? This is probably going to be the second straight year when they don't win one in the conference either.
They beat Savannah State.
That's not a conference game.
And it was homecoming.
And they protected the colors. They protected the orange and blue. But again, you know, I love my school. I love my alma mater. But the bottom line is, there's a long way to go.
Solares set the kick one more time. He's getting plenty of action. Of course, back there to receive for Hampton University, it will be Terrence Patrick. Terrence Patrick, number 80 for Hampton University. Solares with the kick up. And this time, Patrick's going to have an opportunity to return it. He starts off at the 5-yard line, still on his feet. Patrick up the middle. Patrick with the return of 15 yards.
Speaking of Morgan, they're supposed to be hosting Hampton University next week in Baltimore, but there's no stadium, so the Bears will be traveling here. So it's a nice trip, nice way to end your season.
You know what? That's a nice little brisk win here in Hampton, Virginia.
It's the first day where we've had a bit of a chill here for MEAC college football Saturday. And look at Hampton. Look at this team. I mean, 94, 97, 98 in the NCAA playoffs. 97 and 98 were in 1AA. So not only did the Pirates make the 1AA playoffs 2 years, they were also in the D2 playoffs a couple of years earlier in this decade.
Give the Montrell Coley. He's worked out.
Well, I'm just wondering when Hampton is going to make the commitment to start with some of that short passing stuff downfield. They believe A&T is vulnerable, especially on first downs when they're in the cover one package.
You know, last week against Del State, the Aggies of North Carolina A&T are probably saying, say it ain't so, because, man, can you believe what they gave up? That's unheard of when you speak of B.J. Little, Ray Massey, and Sammy Rogers. That's heard of anytime you look at the defense of North Carolina A&T. Robert Williams, I spoke of him earlier, number 97. The big fella was going to pull somebody down today. He was having too much fun getting into the backfield. And once again, as my son Joshua will tell you time and time again, they blitzing, Daddy. They blitzing.
The A&T defense leads the MEAC with 35 sacks coming into the contest. And watch the pressure right here that Cash gets. 3 steps, and by the time he was 2 steps into his 3-step drop, he was sacked.
That's right, for a 6-yard loss. Once again, it's 3rd and 13. On the 20-yard line, an important 3rd down. Cash dropping back. You know he's going to be passing in this situation. But you know what? There he is again, Mr. Williams, bringing him down. I'm telling you, Mark, whoever he's lined up against, he's been beating him all day long. And we're going to wind down with seconds left only in the first quarter. And look at this one more time.
Well, Williams is going to come here straight on a bull rush, and he's, you know, that's just bad technique by Hampton's offensive.
That was Michael Forbes. Yeah. He's been beating Michael Forbes all day long.
And it's going to continue to happen. And the thing that's most impressive about what A&T is doing right now, this is not blitzing. This is not sending people from different holes. This is just a straight-up mano-a-mano rush.
Tellis Bolden is going to have to punt this one. That will end it for the first quarter. The Aggies are putting it on. They want to keep their hopes alive for a possible MEAC championship. They're not out of it, and there's a possibility they can still win it. Some crazy things will have to happen, but keep in mind, the Aggies have beaten FAMU and Bethune-Cookman. We'll come back with much more of MEAC college football. Aggies in the first half. 14-0 is the lead, and we're now in the second quarter of the game. Roddy Duncan, Mark Gray, and George Johnson on the sidelines. And there he is, Tellis Bolden, just ready to do his thing, but he's got to do it from the end zone, and that's not a very comfortable position for any punter.
Well, Hampton's flat, and I'm really shocked at, the lack of spirit that the team has come out with, Ronnie. I mean, I don't know. They just don't seem like they have that little something that you would get when you're playing at home after a disappointing loss.
Tellis Bolden doing it from about 1 out, and it's flagged. Touchdown once again. The Aggies of North Carolina A&T, and the man there was Charles Brown.
That's effort, man. You can't tell me that's nothing more than just good old effort. A&T right now playing like a team that has something to play for, and Hampton has just showed up this afternoon.
Charles Parham, man who got the block and man who picked it up. It is now 20-0. Let's see if the point after will be good. Darren Buckets doing the honors.
A very impressive performance to this point by North Carolina A&T, but Joe Taylor's going to have to find a way to inject some life into the team right now.
Last 4 times these two teams have played, they have split. It has been a heated rivalry between North Carolina A&T and the Pirates of Hampton. Dawkins' kick is in good. It is 21-0. North Carolina A&T with the lead. We've seen it all. Oh, the Blue Death defense. Guess what? They're getting the coffin ready for the Pirates of Hampton. Aggies show you. We had a 15-yard run by Hicks. We had a 37-yard interception return by Sammy Rogers. And we just had Parham with the block and the touchdown in the end zone. And once again, it is 21-0, North Carolina A&T. I tell you what, the cheerleaders are looking good, but then again, George Johnson's looking good on the sidelines too. But George, not as good as the cheerleaders, my friend. Don't ever get carried away.
Thank you very much for settling that issue, because I was starting to wonder for half a second. I talked to Joe Taylor before the ball game, and he said the one thing that concerns him the most is his team's shooting itself in the foot. You remember last week, it was 2 fumbles on punt returns that led to a 17-0 lead for Bethune-Cookman. In this football game, the interception for the touchdown, the blocked punt. Once again, his team is shooting itself in the foot. You got to wonder how long Joe Taylor is going to be able to bear with the fact that his team has to play catch up. Back up to you guys in the booth.
Well, you can see it right there. The action, the highlights, the plays, and, George said it all. And he had the pictures to back it up.
Well,
that Blue Death defense ain't playing around. Matter of fact, I think the Pirates are on a pacemaker.
Well, you talk about walking the plank. They're about ready to jump off into the perfect storm seat or something like that. But it's just amazing to watch. There's nothing fancy going on with what A&T is doing right now. They are just beating Hampton. I mean, it's like going into a boxing match like Lewis and Tua and bloodying the nose of your opponent and continuing the pound.
Hampton had a little excitement that time. That was Mr. Hales running the ball on the return.
Well, let's see if this Hampton offense can get something started, Ronnie. I mean, you look at a Hampton team, very talented, skilled players, but as George said, they've been shooting themselves in the foot. I got to wonder how many toes are left.
Let's take a look at our Xerox first quarter stats, and the numbers don't lie. It's all about the North Carolina A&T Aggies. 68 yards rushing, 17 yards passing the ball. First downs 5, and when you speak of the turnovers, there it is, 1 and 2. North Carolina A&T has the lead, 21-0. But the Pirates can come back. They have this young man, Montrell Coley, but it's going to take more than Coley to get it done, because you can see they're bringing the whole load to bring the little man down.
As you were going over those stats, you were talking about Hampton's turnovers. 2 turnovers, 14 A&T points. And Montrell Coley faces an uphill battle. Not quite the day I'm sure he was hoping to have when he accepts the football as the all-time rusher and is trying to move up to number 3 on the MEAC's all-time charts.
Ball on the 39-yard line, 2nd and 6. Compton in motion to get Coley. Coley looking for a hole. He's trying to turn that corner. He was able to do so and picked up 4 yards 3 yards, that is, on the play.
These two backs right here arguably are the most physical backs that we have in the entire conference here. And you're going to watch Montrell Coley get to the outside. He's going to put his shoulder into a defender that comes. Look at that shoulder and just drive Booker Washington back another 3 yards. And it's going to bring up a measurement. Boy, look at Coley right here. Number 4 will get around the corner. That's Ray Massey being held that time, but still getting in there and stopping Montrell Coley, or at least getting an assist on the tackle.
They're going to have a measurement right now. There's a possibility Coley could have gotten the first down.
I'm sorry, that was
and he's only inches away from the first down, so that will be 3rd and 1 in a very short one for the Pirates of Hampton.
I think it was number 37, Lance Gaynor, a freshman out of Murfreesboro, North Carolina, who tried to step up and make that tackle, but Montrell Coley just moved him backwards. So it's almost like Hicks. Coley took a page out of Hicks' book. Got to get Coley by the legs as well.
We're in the second quarter football action. MEAC College Football Saturday, North Carolina A&T with the lead 21-0 over the Pirates of Hampton University.
Look at the shot right now. Aggies bouncing around, a lot more energy, a lot more life. Hampton breaks the huddle, but they don't break it with any confidence.
Ball on the 45, and it will be a first down for the Pirates of Hampton University.
Just like hair on your chinny chin chin is that too.
Well, they only had to go by the hair in your chinny chin chin, and that's all they needed was to get that first down and keep this drive alive. That put the ball at the 46.
You and I talked about it, though. I think that Coach Taylor may have to start thinking about going to the bullpen, if you will, and warming up with Timothy Frazier. The better of the two pocket passing quarterbacks here at Hampton. And, you know, A&T is going to be a tough defensive unit, as they have been all season, to try and run the ball on and catch. As great a field general as he is, as explosive as he was last week when he went 65 yards for a touchdown, his arm, his passing has just been a little off over the last couple of games.
It'll be 1st and 10. Montrell Coley, but this time Coley could not go anywhere fast, and the reason why, Virgil Neal, number 56.
You just don't run the middle on North Carolina A&T's defense. It's just something you cannot do, and it'll be a long afternoon trying to get back into this one if that's the hole that Hampton is going to use to try to get Montrell Coley off. But as you see, Ronnie, Montrell is now lined up in a slot here on the near side. That's the first receiver at the top of your screen, down on the low end.
We've got flags all over the place. And they start to back that thing up. We know it's against the Pirates.
False start. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
That's something Joe Taylor can ill afford to have right now, and those are penalties that could hurt this team and that are hurting this team. So now you had the ball at the 45-yard line, you back it up, you're at the 40, and it's 2nd and 16. Still the shotgun. Cash to Zuriel Smith. Zuriel Smith backtracking to this direction. Zuriel Smith still on his feet. First down. Smith still running. Smith ran out of bounds. Let's see. The ball was spotted. It looks like the official will say Smith is at the 29-yard line.
But we have a flag back down near the line of scrimmage, and it was thrown after the pass was made. And I'm just wondering, is that a holding call or is that an illegal block that may have sprung Smith down the far sideline?
No, it's going to go against the Aggies of North Carolina A&T.
A roughing call, maybe?
That's a possibility. There's Zuriel Smith, sophomore out of Virginia. Mechanicsville.
I think,
to be more specific,
Massey had gotten back in there on pressure, and I'm just wondering, did he touch the quarterback? Because this is a 15-yard penalty.
Let's take a listen.
Against the defense. 15 yards, tagged on to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Wow, that's a big penalty, and that's something that could definitely jumpstart the Pirates. That's what they need. They needed to be jump-started. They needed someone who could come in and do some things. And as you can see right now, Joe Taylor is starting to open up this offense with that last play with Zuriel Smith. But, Mark, as you stated and alluded to earlier, he has no other place to go.
Exactly. And the bottom line is Cash a little bit off passing the football. The shorter route and letting the receivers run after the catch are probably going to be the order of the day. And And you see they were trying that quarterback draw once again, Ronnie, the play that he broke off for 65 yards last week. Great job of scouting that time. And Relaford played off his block, went around to the inside to get a piece of the tackle, and we've got some more laundry on turf. But the Aggies were offsides. Now we know how he got in, right?
Hey. That was an impressive play last week against Bethune-Cookman, 65 yards for Octavius Cash.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. Touchdown.
So suddenly the Aggies, with all the momentum and the control of the game, have made a couple of mistakes and have given Hampton an opportunity to just hang around a little bit more.
Ray Massey, B.J. Little, talking about stretching out the defense because the offense is ready to go.
Tight formations play into the physical side of A&T defense.
Montrell Coley, he juggled it.
Great run. That was the best short yard run I've seen in a long time, and against the top-rated rush defense in the MEAC.
Evans was the first man to get to him, number 29, but he couldn't stop the little man.
Watch this right here. They do a good job at disrupting the option situation, and Coley does a great job of showing great hands and able to haul a bad pitch in, and he just puts his head down and drills a couple of people.
It's amazing how he pops off people.
Watch it. Watch this right here. Great fake move on B.J. Little. He takes a hit right there, spins off of it, and keeps the legs moving.
Well, he's still moving on this one. Lead block there by Clement.
You talk about the night train. He's revving up, and he's slowly but surely pulling out of the station, and he's wearing number 4.
Montrell Coley, leading rusher in the MEAC this season, all-time leading rusher at Hampton University, and still moving up the ladder as far as leading rushers in MEAC history. Montrell Coley, number 4.
I think he needed like 51 yards this afternoon to pass Michael Hicks from South Carolina State as 3rd on the all-time MEAC rushing list.
And if you haven't heard, Montrell Coley going to the Hula Bowl. That's how good this young man is. He's trying to go to the end zone. Montrell Coley telling Curtis Deloitte, I might be a little man, but I'll stick it to you, big fella.
That little fella right there, number 4, had to get props from A&T, because watch him lower the shoulder when he gets around the corner. Complete back, speed to get to the outside. That time I think he outruns Little and puts his shoulder right into Curtis Deloach's chest. And Deloach gives up and goes, whoa, fella, good shot out of you.
All right, ball on the 6-yard line. It is 2nd and goal.
Clement.
This big fella, he's hard to bring down. That'll bring a 3rd down situation.
Well, here we go. You talk about a team that has to score a touchdown in order to at least stay on life support in this contest. Here it is. You know, 3 wins is as good as nothing coming out of here if you're a Hampton fan.
It's 1st down. Ball is on the 3-yard line. They've got some opportunities to push this one in. Red zone. It's Montrell Coley. Touchdown, 3 yards. Montrell Coley, his 24th touchdown so far this season. This young man, one of the leading scorers in the nation.
Once again, the feet work, or I should say the footwork of Montrell Coley as he goes through the line. Watch his feet. Just look at the way they move. Finds a hole, picks his spot, dances to the inside, scoops past B.J. Little into the end zone. Hampton's now right back in it.
And the point after is good. 21-7. It's never too late when you're playing football with the Hampton Pirates. They've come back. And yes, it's time to wave the flag. Montrell Coley into the end zone, Hula Bowl bound.
Look at those feet. Boy, Montrell Coley. I wonder if he put on a grass skirt and dance while he's out in Hawaii.
He got an opportunity to do a little kickoff, something he hasn't had an opportunity to do much of this game, but finally, Hampton gets on the scoreboard. 3-yard touchdown run by Montrell Coley, his 24th touchdown of the season. And as you can see, the band is looking good. We'll have them at halftime. NUE Band Show right here on MEAC College Football Saturday. Tellis Bolden, number 21, he is your man, kicking off with the duties for Hampton University. Set to receive is Curtis Deloitte. Deloitte picks it up. He fumbles it. Deloitte for a return of 11 yards.
Much like the folks in Aggieland last week saw, A&T just does not know how to handle prosperity. They lost that game in Dover because they gave up 14 points inside the last 2 minutes to blow an 11-point lead. Bottom line is, A&T, since the Florida A&M contest, has not found the way to just go about the business and finish the opposition when they have them down.
All right, just 6 blocks right next door to the Virginia Beach Pavilion Convention Center. Nobody lets you mix business and pleasure like the Virginia Beach Doubletree Hotel. Enjoy your stay. That's where we stay when we make our road down here to the Hamptons in Virginia. Once again, the number to call, you see it there, 1-800-222-TREE or 757-422-8900. That's the Doubletree Hotel in Virginia Beach.
Boy, great place to stay last night. If the Russians had come, we were in the safest place. A bunch of Marines were in there partying. Slept quite well.
I'm sure you can have a good time, Marines, because they keep you up all night long. You just got to join in, or you won't get any sleep.
Things get out of line, you sit to the front first.
Okay. 9:18 left to go before halftime. Jason Battle is in the game at quarterback. Battle still on his feet, going a little tap dance kid and battling for his life.
Boy, Jason Battle is the field general of the A&T offense. It's almost like bringing a point guard in, so to speak, to kind of put you into your half-court set. Well, that's what he does right here. And they wanted to get him into the passing game. He'll do a lot of rolling here, and he gets outside. Nobody's there. So he does a great job taking 3 linebackers. Nice move, turns it back to the inside, breaks 2 more tackles, and turns a negative situation into a gain of about 5 yards.
Worked down on the play by Vernon Woodson, number 53 for the Pirates of Hampton University. Battle in the game. We previewed him at the start of our football game, but Atkins was the starting quarterback. Battle still on his feet, but Battle fumbles the football. Battle fumbles the football, and it's picked up by Hampton University. It was picked up by Gregory Scott. The fumble was caused by Damon Dawson.
Wow, Hampton right back in it, and you got to question Bill Hayes for switching the quarterbacks. His offense had a flow to it. It had a rhythm with Matkins in the lineup, and as soon as that comes in, we have a big mistake.
Battle was able to have some success running the football. As you can see here, number 90 will come into your screen. That is Damon Dawson. He causes the fumble. It's picked up by Gregory Scott, and Hampton has the big fella thinking, hey, guess what? I can run it in. I'm only 2 yards away from the end zone. So it is first with 2 yards to go. First and goal. And once again, Cash with the give to Coley, but Coley is stopped. And the reason why, B.J. Little and the boys saying, you're not going anywhere quick on us. They were all in there. Evans, Little, and company.
Asa Evans comes in and just drills Montrell Coley. It looked like he was about ready to break a tackle, but number 29 just stepped up and cleaned his clock to keep him out of the end zone, at least for 1 play.
All right, that means second and goal once again. It is Cash. That offensive line, man, with Mr. McCall up front. Let's see what happens here. It's Coley. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Montrell Coley.
Well, just like we saw last week, it took Hampton being down by 17 points before they got a wake-up call to get back to that one, and they've woken up today.
That's his 25th touchdown on the season. His 24th rushing touchdown. He is among the leading scorers in the nation. Montrell Coley is going to the Hula Bowl. Can you say aloha? Because when that young man leaves you, it's bye-bye.
Well, in this case, aloha means deservedly so, because Montrell Coley is simply going off, and he will not let his team quit today.
Have you ever talked about the Blue Depth defense? We had him in the casket. Guess what? Now Hampton is on the rise. They're born again. It's 21-14. Get ready to shout. They're about to do it on the campus of Hampton University. We'll come back. Football game. The crowd is starting to get here. We had a 12 o'clock noon tip-off time, Eastern time. It is now 21-14. The Pirates have scored 14 unanswered points, and they've done it in ways very unimaginable to the offense and the defense that we know this team for. Montrell Coley, of course, staying with the program. 25th touchdown run. Well, 25th touchdown of the season, 24th touchdown run.
That's Curtis Deloach back there, and he's one of the people that was victimized on the defense. And, you know, this game to this point has been a microcosm of the Aggie season. Opening up real strong, and then giving the opportunity for the opposition to get back into it.
Kicking off, Telson. Dominic Williams on the reception.
Now you got to wonder right now, DC, Battle or Matkins in the lineup? Where I tell you, that's probably one of the more debated questions in Greensboro for the last month. There's been more heated argument in Greensboro than there have been heated arguments in Florida over the presidential race about the quarterback situation right now. And this will definitely add fuel to the fire.
Well, I think there needs to be a recount of that touchdown. Can we do it? Because, let's face it, I don't know, some funny things be happening down in North Carolina. No. That's the closest thing we had to Florida right now. So they got caught with a 21-14.
I get the feeling,
Maurice 6 on the run.
Get the feeling at some point during the day we'll have breaking news from the state of Florida.
You know what? I think I know the person that's responsible for it all.
No.
Oh, yeah.
You don't say.
I think I really do. It's just a matter of time before I expose that individual.
Well,
See, they thought we were boys. They thought I had their back. They thought because, you know, we from the same hood. They thought that we went to the same school. But I know who it is.
That boy Skillet out the neighborhood.
Hey, I'm going to tell him.
All right.
And there he is, arrested for the voting scandal, Mark Gray.
I cannot tell a lie. I am not a crook.
First down, North Carolina A&T. Aggies run the football, and that's the man, Maurice Hicks.
Boy, Hicks, man, you got to love him because devastating between the tackles, and he also can bounce it to the outside. He doesn't have the jet that Montrell Coley has, but next to Coley, you can't ask for a better pure running back.
Now, the one thing I do know about that Gray guy who's arrested and doesn't tell a lie, he changes his look every now and then. That's the one thing you really have to be careful about. Sometimes you can look at that picture on the front page and say, okay, we got him. We know what he looks like. America's Most Wanted.
But you got to admit that some of his disguises are simply, well, out of this world.
Some of them pretty fine.
Some of them.
Pass to Bryson, the big tight end.
And Battle makes that play because he was dead to rights. The linebackers had him out there in containment. And you talk about kicking himself right now. Harry Cornell had the radar lock on him. Watch number 51, and he broke his tackle, and that bought him some time to find Bryson. And Bryson, to me, is the most underused tight end in the conference. You got to get this kid 5-6 touches a game, or at least attempt to give him the ball, because it seems like every time we see him, he makes a big play.
20 yards on the reception. Ball was on the 39-yard line, and a very good point, Mark, because I think I've only seen this kid drop one down. First and 10 from the 39, and that is turning the corner. Maurice Hicks taking him down to the 15-yard line.
That's creative offensive play calling. The Aggie offensive brain trust. You come with the little waggle on the previous play, and that sets you up for the lead to the far side. And when you're leading this guy, now, once again, Hampton just doesn't get it. Travis, he's been running through your arm tackles up high all game. You gotta go for the legs. Watch number 5 right here come up and run support one more time. And look, he's got a beat on him. Look, tries to go high. Forget about it. Get those legs. Oh, man. There's going to be some technique conversations and film sessions next week.
They mark the ball at the 20-yard line. That was a 20-yard run by Maurice Hicks. Hicks up the middle. Hicks picks up 5 yards on the play.
And he just gets stronger the more touches that he has of the football. I mean, he's got a lot of guys take a shot, and then they need a couple of plays to regroup. Watch him. He has the speed on the previous play, and if he doesn't trip off his big old line, he might have still been running right here. And Hampton has to take a timeout to discuss some things on defense. Up front, they are getting hammered right now.
Maurice Hicks is one individual on that offense who is hard to stop. We're going to break in the action right now. But you know what? The action was not stopping. We're going to have much more of it. It's MEAC College football 21-14. The Aggies of North Carolina A&T with the lead. We're back. Football action 21-14. Early today, it was Montrell Coley receiving the honor as the best rusher ever in the history of Hampton University. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a feature on Montrell Coley done by our very own Mark Gray, who sat down with the young man who has the great looking, fried, dyed, laid to the side hairstyle. You know what?
I'm not quite sure it's laid to the side right now.
The only thing I want to do with Montreal Coley, and I ain't going to tell no lie. Because my mama told me not to lie. I'm cutting that boy's hair if I get some clippers.
Look, man.
I don't know what the look is all about,
fumble,
Montreal.
and Hampton recovers, Ronnie.
Wow.
Boy, Gregory Scott with the recovery. Let's take a look at it right here. Greg Scott with the recovery. And was it a bad handoff or just a great strip? Hicks has it. Goes up inside. Looks like somebody might have clipped him. And Scott right there, Johnny on the spot. A huge play for Hampton.
Samuel Murphy, number 98. Watch him here. He'll come into your screen. He'll land on the football.
Huge play.
Number 98, Samuel Murphy. So he was the man on the fumble recovery.
2 turnovers in the first quarter lead directly to Hampton scoring. Excuse me, A&T scoring. 2 turnovers in this quarter. Hampton has scored once already. And Montreal Coley pays for it with Sammy Rogers stepping up and finishing it.
You know what Sammy Rogers said? I want to cut your hair. So he got to him real quick. 6 minutes and 33 seconds left just before halftime.
And much like Santon, Coley was like, no, look at him. Put his head down, son, I'm coming to get you with the Clippers. No, no, no.
Buzz cut.
Gotta love it, though.
In the I formation, that's the Hampton Pirates.
That's his boxing promoter's look.
Loss of 2 yards on the play, so the ball's on the 12-yard line. And 12 yards, still first down. Montreal Coley down at the 9.
That's a flag from the backside. I think there's going to be a bit of holding. The lead coming to the near side. Yeah, we got some holding on the inside. And how bad was that all the way around for the defensive unit? Excuse me, the offensive front. You know, they're flagged for holding, and then Coley picks up maybe a half yard.
Discussion on the field. The penalty is definitely going against the Pirates of Hampton University. Hampton is 6-3 overall. North Carolina A&T 6-3 overall.
Against the offense, penalty is refused. 3rd down.
So to make it 3rd down. 12 to go. Ball on the 9-yard line.
Well, here we go. Hampton back in their own territory. Defense has bailed them out a couple of times this afternoon already. Just wondered, does Joe Taylor play it conservative? But Coley once again is in a slot on the near side of the formation.
Zuriel Smith wide to the left. Pass goes up to Zuriel Smith at the 20, but he's pushed out of bounds.
I guess that one was just designed to buy the punting unit a little bit more. Or did he
that was a first down.
Good job.
Smith.
Our angle's just a little bit off, but see, Coley in the slot is going to take the guy back to the center of the field as he runs a post, so that effectively clears out the lane to the near side, which allows Smith to be wide open and pick up the first down.
12 yards on the play. Compton in motion. Give to Coley. Coley turns the corner. Coley brought down after a pickup of 4.
Actually, big fella, I think that was Clement. They snuck Coley back outside one more time into the slot, and I think, you know, those guys when they're in the backfield, they got this single digit. You know, it's kind of confusing from our vantage point, but I believe that was Clement number 6 that time, and it was a little bit of that off tackle stuff. One package in for the fullback, a lead, and it goes off tackle. And
well, it was Clement. Pick up of 6 yards. Thanks a lot, Mark. I appreciate that on the correction.
See, the lead off tackle, they get some seal to the inside, and Relaford covering ground to get the 260-pound fullback around the top to bring him down. Normally you go after the legs, but when you're as big as Relaford, you can grab anybody however you want to get him to the turf.
Coley still on his feet. Coley turning a corner, and Coley was stopped. They found a way to pick up 2 more yards.
I think Twyman was in there. Check that. Montreal Pittman is number 24. But this is a great play by Coley to break the tackle of Ray Massey, and then it's a pursuit issue. Look at Sammy Rogers, number 41, going for those legs, and Pittman steps up to finish the deal. Great team defense. Massey gets no credit for a tackle or an assist. Neither does Rogers, but those two guys made it easier for Montrell Pittman to make the play.
It's another third down situation for the Pirates of Hampton University. 3rd and 3. Ball on the 28-yard line. Formation. Clement and Coley in the backfield.
Oh, they've got it set up for the tight end off of play action.
Rolling out is Cash. Cash being chased. Cash gets another first down.
Well, they were looking for the big tight end, number 87. I believe that is David Blunt, who was coming across on a waggle, but he got checked at the line of scrimmage, and he ran into a double team, and that meant Cash had to turn it up. So this is a good decision. See, the play action was supposed to freeze the guys in the middle, but it doesn't do that. So Cash has to get outside quickly, make the read, turn it upfield, and he picks up the first down. So A&T victimized by good defense, taking away the primary receiver in that formation.
Ball on the 38-yard line. 1st and 10. Passes up. Passes for Smith. And Zuriel Smith just didn't lay out.
Go get the football, serial layout. You have nothing else to play for. You have to give it all. Oh, he had 20 yards between him and the nearest defender, and he doesn't help his quarterback out.
He beat the corner and the safety, Zuriel Smith, and he's normally the guy who can make those types of plays.
Watch this again, setting in the pocket. Cash, once again, is going to lead as a receiver, and the great ones, when it's out there that far, can go after it and get it, and he just did not lay out.
2nd and 10. Ball still on the 38-yard line.
Well, you only get a couple of plays in the game like that, Ronnie. Hampton has had 3 of them, and they haven't converted 1 yet. And coming back, following a play which had worked to perfection, with the exception of catching the pass. Look at the deflection right here. Pressure coming in. Man, Deloach bringing it. Check that Parham coming off a corner blitz.
Now let's take a look at our target out-of-town scoreboard. And look at that, Bethune-Cookman leading Howard 7-0 at the half. Surprised that game is as close as it is. 3rd and 10 from the 38. And Del State up 3-0.
And that's just a bad pass. 2-hop grounder to an open receiver. Thanks to pressure coming up the middle that time by the Aggies. And Coach Taylor knows that this is a drive that kind of slipped away. He got the play that he wanted. He got the isolation of the receiver Smith deep into the secondary. They don't make that play. And when you're playing against a defense like North Carolina A&T, they may blow an assignment. Was that a bad snap, right?
That was a bad snap. Tellus Bolden was running for his life.
Well, Joe Taylor had his one play on that last drive. You normally don't get him back against the defense like A&T's, and then this is just almost suicide. A back snap hauled in by Bolden, who does a good job to make it less, not as bad as it could have been.
Matkins is back at quarterback. The ball is on the 39-yard line. Excellent position with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go just before halftime. Out of the shotgun. Matkins on the pass. He gives to who? Maurice Hicks.
You know, people like to talk about A&T as a smash-mouth football team. Boy, that's a neat-looking play because you have the 2 receivers on the far side who run slant patterns. Watch it right here. The 2 receivers will run slant patterns, and they'll leave the lane to the outside. So Hicks releases into the flat, and he's showing great hands. And he delivers a shot. And you want to talk about somebody who takes a shot? Here's Matkins setting in the pocket, and he is drilled. Mike Bland that time, I believe. Well, check that, Gregory Scott. But they still pick up good yards.
16-yard reception that time. Matkins to give to Hicks. Hicks turning the corner. Hicks with another first down for North Carolina A&T.
Coming back just as effective as he was on the previous play out of the backfield. That's a lead to the far side. So maybe they found something in their discussions and making adjustments on the far side of the field. See, watch. Little sweep here. Lead blocks. 3 players out front of him.
And when Hicks gets into secondary, it's off in trouble. So A&T looks like they're poised to take full advantage of the mistakes by Hampton's special teams.
How good is Hicks so far in this first half? Number 22 has gone for over 100 yards in this game already. Maurice Hicks. If I'm not mistaken, that is 6 games in a row where Hicks has gone over 100 yards. 6 games in a row from the time that Bill Hayes said, we're going to give you this ball and let you go with it. Maurice Hicks has 127 yards on 16 carries already with 1 touchdown. His longest run, 21 yards. He's averaging 7.9 yards a carry.
Man, starting with the Morgan State game, Hicks has gone over 100 yards in every game since. That is just absolutely unbelievable. He is having a phenomenal season.
If you were to take his stats and what he's done at the beginning of the season with Montrell Coley, you would have a good argument as to who is the best back in the league right now.
A&T is just, their offensive line is doing a great job at the point of attack, but it seems like every time we've seen this team this season, their O-line, despite the injuries and despite the defensive units trying to seal up the middle, it has just been an awesome unit to watch.
Wow. You know, the band is getting ready for our NUE band show. Ship had it, Ship lost it. The ship wasn't about to sail into the end zone.
Boy, but you talk about that ship certainly did sail last week. Boy, Ship had the game of life in Dover, setting the North Carolina A&T all-time single-game receiving mark with 6 catches and 183 yards. But I thought that time the defensive back was there just a little early.
Yeah, Willie Bennett was there a little earlier when you think about it. Let me go down and give you Hicks yardage. 183 yards against Morgan State University. Then the following week against FAMU, he gets 236. The next week against Howard, 181. Bethune-Cookman, 139. And last week against Delaware State, 153. Tell me this young man had not been hidden by Bill Hayes. Bill knew what he could do all along. He just wanted to wait till mid-season to show everybody what he had.
He's got something special, and this kid just does it all. I mean, you can't teach things that Hicks has.
Special. He is just so special.
He is.
Free safety. You're going to be free to
let's listen to the defensive adjustments Hampton's going to make.
You'll be free to plug that lane on that I lead either way. All right? Outside people, give me some good balls. All right, let's go get it done. Coming out quick, y'all. It's coming out quick. We can get it done, man. We can get it done. Everybody concentrating on their job. Let's fight. Get it done on 3. 1, 2, 3. Get it done. Here we go.
Alonzo Lee motivating the troops.
You know, Alonzo's great. You know, I love that last week when we were able to get inside because that's something people at home never get an opportunity to see and hear.
You know, go ahead, buddy.
You know, Bill Hayes is the kind of guy that I just enjoy because he knows about character, he knows about Aggie pride, and he wears it on his chest. And his players wear it too.
Well, we talk a lot about Aggie pride, and you know, when you're an athlete, a good one, all you want ask the good Lord to do is give you another opportunity to play. Most ex-athletes will tell you if they could play one more play, they'd be happy. And so I've just been emphasizing that in practice is you got another opportunity to play this great game, and you ought to give it all you got.
I'm ready to hit somebody right now. I'll run through that brick wall across the way.
Ball looked like it was intended for Chip, but there may have been some action, a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Or maybe Matkins was into a flow and they took him out and he lost his edge. Now let's take a look. Let's watch what's going on here up front. A&T, a little bit of chop blocking in there. Oh yeah, looked like there was some pressure come up front. I think Hicks might have dropped himself down and clipped somebody.
With the hit to the knees. 2 minutes, 29 seconds remaining just before halftime. Matkins with the game, just a fumble. It's still loose. It may have been picked up by Hampton. I believe it was the person doing the damage from the Hampton Pirates, who was Corey Casey, number 43.
This is why he's your passing quarterback. The passing quarterback surveys the field and makes vertical passes. He's not good at running the option of the pitch. That's why you've got Battle in there. Man, so A&T situation substitution at the quarterback position come back to hurt them right here. Interesting play call with your passing quarterback in there to try and run an option. A guy who's most of the time up under center, well, in a shotgun formation this afternoon.
All right, once again, Hampton has an opportunity to get back and make this a tied ball game before halftime. They give draw Coley. Coley, turn the corner, 25, at the 30, at the 31-yard line.
That's coming back. Zuriel Smith is going to be called for a block in the back that time, and I think he was blocking Deloach in the back. I bet you if we show you that, you'll see number 8 come up, put his hands on the back of number 34, and just a bad decision in that situation.
All right, 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. And that was a costly flag. It's holding against Hampton.
Watch Coley. They weren't quite able to get to the seal to the inside, and watch coming up right here. See, that's Deloach right there, hands in the back. They called it holding. Looked like an illegal block in the back to me, but whatever the case is, it cost Hampton 10 yards. So that's a spot foul on that particular situation.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
So Hampton, let's take a look at it right here. You see, they try to get the seal to the inside, and there you go. There was the hole. But the flag doesn't come out until Smith has his hands on the back of Washington.
1st and 14, ball on the 21. Cash back to pass. Cash going down the middle. He was looking for Mike Compton, and did you see everybody around him, including B.J. Rogers and Sammy Rogers. B.J. wasn't there, Mr. Little, but Sammy Rogers was, I'm sure of that, number 41. And also there to help him out with the load was Mr. Wine.
Well, they do a good job that time of disguising that coverage. They lined up and looked like they were going to go man. And then when the tight end broke to the center of the field, it was his own defense. And effectively, that pass had been thrown right into triple coverage.
Compton is alone. Clement is alone back. Cash under pressure. Cash going deep. Cash looking for Zuriel Smith, and Curtis Deloach almost was right there for the interception. Give him about another yard. He may have been picked it off.
You're absolutely right. They tried to go with the post pattern, and Hampton is continuing to try to attack A&T vertically downfield, and they haven't done a good job of setting them up with short underneath stuff. And this is where Hampton has been so effective this season, Ronnie, leading the MEAC in third down conversions at almost a 44% clip.
They're lining up with 4 wide receivers, 5 wide receivers on this play.
That was a catch. Wow.
Wow. It was hard to see.
It really was.
I really didn't want to say, but it was hard to see. And Hampton comes through with the catch. And the man with the great hands, Terrence Patrick.
And even better concentration, Ronnie. And once again, they're picking up the pace as we go up inside the minute-and-a-half mark are the Pirates. And this is where they were so effective coming up to start the second half last week with the no-huddle.
On the draw. The middle, it's Cash. Cash on his feet. Cash was looking for blockers, but he's crossed the 50-yard line. Stopped at the 44.
Well, when Hampton goes no huddle, it doesn't give the defensive unit a chance to get set, to change their personnel, and to get their signals in. And Cash on this quarterback draw, which is something put into the offense specifically for him, and they will call it 3 or 4 times a game. So often they pop something big. Last week it was for 65 yards and a touchdown. Here it's for 21 yards and a huge first down.
Ball on the 44-yard line, first down for the Pirates of Hampton. Cash looking for the pass. Finds Zuriel Smith. Smith short of a first down. He picks up 9 on the play.
Nice mix that time following the quarterback draw, which is going to give the defense, well, it's going to make the defense think just a little half step longer than normal, which allows the receiver to complete his pattern and pick up good yardage.
It'll be 2nd and 1. Ball is on the 35-yard line.
Good field generalship being shown right now by Tavius Cash.
And it's a good drive, too, by Hampton, not giving up. Once again, it was Cash. Returns Patrick.
And incomplete. Patrick was open, and the pass was behind him. The receiver, who was running an out pattern, had to turn his body all the way around about 180 degrees to the inside, and the ball goes off of his fingertips. So once again, the inconsistency with the arm of Cash hurts Hampton on that play.
Third down once again. The Pirates have been so good in the situation, and it's Cash for the first down. He gets it.
Clearly most effective.
1:03 left to go before halftime.
Most effective at running the football is Cash.
Coming up at halftime, we're going to have a conversation with Coach Joe Taylor, the coach of the Pirates. We'll be talking to George Johnson on the sidelines. Timeout right now. Hampton has called it. 21-14 is the situation. Hampton and Joe Taylor is talking to Mr. Cash. He wants to make sure he can get to the end zone and has the right play designed in mind. 1:03 remaining just before halftime. Let's listen in.
November 18th. He go 98.
Go 98. 98. We'll go 98. All right. Cut your split down. Cut your split down so you can run to the 8 right. All right, 98. 98. All right, 98. Let's go, man. Let's make it happen. Let's go.
All right, we know the play. It is power right 98. And the split down means he can be going to the split end. Let's take a look at some action that has happened for the players of the week. Mr. Matthews, look at those big numbers he had. Bubba Hubbard, we saw him, defensive player of the week. Offensive line, Jermaine Hannon out of South Carolina State. And then Alan Super of Bethune-Cookman. He is a rookie of the week, and the reason why 24 carries, 139 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Yes, those are our MEAC players of the week. Mark?
Well, the play is called Pirate Right 98, so you can look for post corners, slot receivers on either side going to the corner of the end zone, and watch the inside receiver run a post pattern from the near side.
Mark, you act like you have the playbook. How do you know that?
I'm just a student of the game. I had an opportunity to come over and hang out at Hampton for a couple days this week.
And stole plays, like some folks stole some votes.
No, actually.
Remain first down.
But they're not throwing this out.
I'm sitting there, Mark. Why don't you tell them the truth, man? What happened today? I gave you an early Christmas gift.
Yes, you did.
We're not, you know what? We're not going to tell anybody right now.
So here we go. Corner, going for Coley. Oh, he had him. He had us. He had his man Coley, and once again, Coley stops running, so the receiver gives up on the pass play.
He had Parham beat. He had Parham beat. Coley did. I don't think Coley recognized that he could have caught it, but there was a lot of pressure on the back.
Yeah, watch. Pressure coming up from the inside. It may have forced Cash, who had enough time, and boom.
That was Relaford.
Relaford in there on that time, and he forced Cash to let the pass go just a half second early.
Robert Williams also there. You know the big fellas trying to get to him. Cash trying to go up the middle on the quarterback draw. We've seen that play one too many times, fella.
Already.
You got to do something different.
You know, they went to the well with that play quite often in the second half after they had success last week with the big play in the first half. And Bethune-Cookman made the adjustment, and so too has North Carolina A&T.
All right, 52.9 seconds left just before halftime. And Hampton has got to get the first down to continue this drive. It will be third, 14 yards to go. Ball on the 36-yard line, Mark.
Well, one thing about it, Hampton once again on this drive has had a golden opportunity to make the supreme big play. And you know, this is a character game for the Hampton University Pirates. Coach Joe Taylor not only wins football games and graduates athletes, he's trying to build the character of his young team.
Suffering, no substance. We will define who we are. You know, it's a two-way go. We can back up, lay down, and not be competitive, or we can go out and challenge and look at some things on film. And there's some things that we can get done. We just have to execute. We got to be physical and not be our own worst enemy.
Well, that hasn't been the case to this point, Ronnie. A couple of turnovers in the first quarter that adversely affected them and gave A&T an opportunity to get out to a 21-point lead. And suddenly, Joe has his team overcoming it. And, you know, you really have to be impressed with the way they lose a disappointing, emotional homecoming game last week. They fall down by 21 to A&T here at home the following week. But once again, as we saw last week in the second half, the Pirates have picked themselves up off the deck and have given themselves a chance to get right back in it.
Well, Mark, it is so much character that goes in the playing of these two teams. The last 4 times they've met, they have split. I mean, this is a game that goes back and forth each and every time. Bad snap. Cash back to pass. Cash holding on. Cash in all kinds of trouble. Cash able to find a receiver, and you know what, Patrick, that time, Patrick should have held onto the ball.
I mean,
Terrence Patrick had it.
You want to win a game against a quality opponent, people got to step up and make plays. Cash makes a play by hauling in the ground ball.
Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down, Mark. And they're not bringing the punting unit with 45 seconds to go before halftime. Joe Taylor is showing some confidence in his offense, and they can get it done. They're going once again with the 5 wide receiver look. Bad snap again. The pressure is on. Williams is all over him. He had to throw that one out of bounds.
That was a situation. What is going on? I don't know what is happening right now with that blind snap from Sir.
That was Timothy Blow.
He's just having a rough time. When you're in the shotgun, it's a blind snap. You don't see your quarterback, and those have been 2 bad snaps that adversely affected both of those plays. And I think Coach Taylor's getting in the head of Cash right now saying, calm down, young fella. It's not your fault. Heads up play by you. We'll go in at halftime. We'll adjust. We'll regroup. Everything's going to work out just fine.
All right. Time on the clock. It's 39 seconds left before halftime. It's been an exciting first half.
There's trouble over here on the near side. Chip is... Look, Chip, after his big performance last week, was basically uncovered when he came off the line of scrimmage, and I'm not quite sure, was that Mackins in there, had a chance to look to the near side, but he had Chip in the slot wide open. Boy, and he looked at to the wrong side of the field, threw it into coverage, but man, bad read that time by Mackins. But those are the things that happens when you're playing situation substitutions with your quarterbacks.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 36. Mackins up the middle. Mackins got cracked.
Boy, did he.
That was Gregory Scott.
Boy, you talk about drilling. Greg Scott just drilled Mackins. Looked like he was going to get into the secondary, pick up positive yardage, but that hole closed quick. And A&T has to burn their first time out of the first half.
We got 27 seconds to go before halftime. Don't forget George Johnson's talking with Coach Joe Taylor right at halftime. We'll have that discussion. Also, we've got our NUE band show coming your way and an important halftime feature of a young man from Hampton University who's on his way to the Hula Bowl. Not only is he one of the leading scorers in the nation, he's one of the best. He's also a finalist for the Walter Payton Award, which is an equivalent to the Heisman, which goes to the top Division I AA offensive player.
There's a look at Joe Taylor, and let's take a look at the shot that Greg Scott puts in on Keith Mackins, clocking him, catching him up high, knocking him to the turf, and it was close to a fumble there. The knee did hit the ground, which was fortunate for the Aggies.
See, when he wobbles and shakes, it's a whole different definition. Mackins with the gun and a reception.
Once again, Ship is camped out here to the near side. Check that. Is that Caldwell? Pardon me, it's Chris Caldwell, number 4. Ran an out pattern here on the near side.
Helton on the reception.
Nobody was there on him.
Mackins back.
That's a quail.
It is picked off. Interception. Hampton comes through.
Coleman helps the Pirate defense dodge a bullet. But I got to tell you something. Look at the effort that the A&T wide receiver, I think that was Helton, went up and tried to play defensive back on that ball, which is something we didn't see in the first quarter by either Compton or Smith. It's just a bad pass. He's falling, lost a dying quail or a funky pheasant, which is hauled in by Lewis. Thanksgiving's a couple of weeks away. We just saw a turkey lofted by Matkins.
This will be our final play just before halftime. It's incomplete, but at halftime, it's the Aggies of North Carolina A&T with the lead, 21-14. The Aggies came on fire in the first part of the first half, but the Pirates have found a way to creep back into this one and make it a ball game. Both teams coming in with 6-3 records. Both teams 4-2 in the conference. We've got our man, George Johnson, on the sidelines with Coach Joe Taylor. George?
Coach talked about it before the ball game. Your club shooting itself in the foot, and it started out like that, and yet they were able to maintain their composure and get back in this game.
Well, like I said, we're a good football team. We, like I said before, came out pressing maybe a little bit, and, you know, Cash not had one of his better days, but, you know, we got character, and we're going to keep fighting. And we came back, and really it should be a top ball game right now. But like I said, you shoot yourself in the foot early.
Are you able to do the things offensively that you'd like to do? I was told you wanted to stretch him a little bit, and unable to make that connection.
Well, you know, he's been open 4 or 5 times. Now, we've been behind him and just didn't connect.
Okay, well, listen, good luck to you second half.
Thank you so much.
Head Coach Joe Taylor, back up to you guys in the booth.
All right, George Johnson, we appreciate it. We're going to come right back with our NUE band show as the band is getting ready, and everyone is going to have their seat. It's 21-14, North Carolina A&T. This is MEAC College Football Saturday. A&T with the lead, but this game is tight. But now it's time for our NUE halftime band show. And we bring you from Greensboro, North Carolina, the marching blue and gold marching machine from North Carolina A&T.
For over 25 years, Jerry's...
And he just keeps rolling. The Peyton Award finalist is already the #1 man in Hampton University rushing history and 3rd on the MEAC's all-time charts. He'll get the chance to prove his college career was no fluke in January when he becomes the 2nd Pirate to represent the school in the Hula Bowl.
Hula Bowl is going to be a great experience for me, and it's pretty much probably a nice way to try out or get a scout to be able to look at me more since my height could be a factor, and that'll give them a chance to see that I can play. So I have to go down there and make the best of it.
Most college coaches often like to recruit big, the thinking being bigger the better. But a big thing came in a small package here at Hampton University, and it was Montrell Coley.
When I was getting recruited, you know, I remember one school in particular came to see me, and they was pretty much push themselves away because of height, you know. And at that time, you know, it taught me that since I'm small or short, it's like, you know, I have to produce more.
Once we get a guy on campus, we really feel like we have a great shot together.
Taylor's teams have won 29 of 34 MEAC games since they've joined the conference 5 years ago, and 3 times he's carried them to postseason. His impact on the program will last a long time after he graduates.
When you're in postseason play, you know, most of the time, then people want to come. So it's a quality program, and when you do have a quality program, that means you're going to get quality players. And of course, Montreal is one of the main reasons we've been in the postseason, and in fact, we've just been fortunate to have him here.
Coley's versatility makes him a legitimate NFL prospect, but it remains to be seen if he can carry the ball effectively in the league. One thing is for certain, though, he's already carried the Hampton program a very long way. For MEAC College Football Saturday, I'm Mark Gray.
Giving the ball and getting it from Carl Painter, who was the all-time leading rusher in the history of Hampton University, and now this Montrell Coley. We'll come back to see if Coley and his boys can get back on the scoreboard again as the Aggies leading Pirates 21-14. Time for the Greyhound portion of our band show. It's time to give you the marching force of Hampton University under the direction of Barney E. Smart.
Hampton, what is your fantasy? You want a little ludicrous? How about a shine? See murder, a crucial coming. Young force, 10 way.
With the lead, 21-14. Mark Gray, Ronnie Duncan here, and George Johnson on the sideline. George has been working hard. The two teams are coming back onto the field after a band show. We got some pretty interesting fans there. I enjoy watching these elements because, let's face it, it goes down with the rituals of black college football. Let's go and look at the standings in the MEAC. And right now, FAMU, they say, is in the driver's seat, but I put my money on Bethune-Cookman. That's going to be a big game next week.
And I have the honor and the privilege of working the sidelines for you folks in Florida Sunshine Network next week for the broadcast of the Florida Classic. And I'm like you, Ron. I really like Bethune-Cookman. I think they're physical enough inside to shut down the running game. I think they got the speed in the defensive backfield to shut down FAMU's passing attacks. If they'll slip up today, I think they'll win it.
Now let's take a look at the standings, and I'm talking about the MEAC standings, because FAMU is 6-1. 1 in the conference, but they are 8-2 overall. However, when you look at Bethune-Cookman, they've only lost 1 game. Right. They're 8-1 overall. They've only lost 1 game in the conference. Now, what about this game? Will it have any impact on a possible MEAC championship? Absolutely. It's North Carolina A&T. All they need is for Bethune-Cookman to have 2 losses, and if that happens, you know what? North Carolina A&T could end up being the MEAC champion. Why? Because of a process of elimination. They became FAMU and Bethune-Cookman. A young man we just on screen, Timothy Frazier out of Polytechnic High School in Baltimore, Maryland, could be a young man who could possibly do what?
Bring him back with the passing attack. We talked about Atavius Cash, and Joe Taylor talked about it at the end of the first half about Cash being just a little off. The receivers had gotten behind the A&T secondary about 4 or 5 times in the first half. They weren't able to connect. A more polished passer, despite the fact he's a redshirt freshman, is Timothy Frazier. You only get a couple of chances to make big plays with your passing game, and I think that Joe Taylor is definitely going to have to think about getting Frazier into it.
You know, Mark, you only get 2 halves of football, and right now Joe Taylor has to make a decision. Here's a young man who proved in the game against Delaware State that he can get the job done. A young man who is not only a good passer, but a very good runner, and he never makes a lot of bad mistakes. And it's mistakes that you would expect from a freshman. He was very poised, under fire, in a game which Hampton had to come back, and we all know how good Delaware State is. As a matter of fact, they put North Carolina A&T down last week, 46-45. This is MEAC College Football Saturday. Mark Gray, Ronnie Duncan, and George Johnson on the sidelines, and there it is, that blue def defense about to come back onto the football field. A defense that, let's face it, Mark, one of the best defenses in Division I AA.
Oh, no doubt about it, and you can make the argument that it's probably the fastest in all AA. That being said, first half, microcosm season for the Aggies. Opening up a big lead, looking like they had everything under control, a couple of turnovers, a couple of touchdowns. The opposition is right back in it. For Hampton, they've got to really feel good about themselves right now. Down by 14 points. They picked them, they were down by 21. They got 14 back. They're at home. They got an opportunity to salvage a couple of weeks of disappointment with a solid second half here today.
You know, second time we started the game off with the kickoff, the ball blowing off the tee, and you saw the flag blowing. I mean, the wind has got a nice little gust up there.
There's a air of fall in the air finally. Second week in November, and we kind of got a chill on MEAC College Football Saturdays because remember nowhere to open the season?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
But you know what? For all intent and purposes, man, it's been great weather all season long.
Yep.
Deloitte with the ball. He'll take it from the 4-yard line. Deloitte finds a seam. He fumbles the football. I believe he recovered it. Curtis Deloitte. Now let's take a look at our Xerox halftime stats. Mark Gray, do the honors.
Hampton dominating in rushing, 128-104, 57 yards passing. And although Hampton took more shots downfield, they still trailed. Look at the turnovers. 5 for A&T, 2 for Hampton, and Hampton was able to take advantage of a couple of those 80 scores.
And you look at time of possession, you can have all the time in the world, but if you're not scoring, it does make a difference. It's 21-14. A&T had the least amount of time. Hampton had the most.
And Matkins will start at quarterback to open the second half like he did to open the game.
You know what? Sometimes it can be confusing when you talk about getting rhythm with one quarterback. Matkins with the give, Maurice Hicks. He's a pickup of 2 yards on the play.
We talked about the footwork of Montrell Coley in the first half. Nice bit of dancing to dance to the outside, out of one tackle and up near a first down for Hicks.
It's going to be a long way from a first down. As a matter of fact, about 8 yards from it right now. It'll be 2nd and 8, ball on the 30.
He did a whole lot of work to pick up 2 yards.
when you said first down, man, I started looking. I said, wait a minute, what's Gray talking about? I don't see a first down.
I'm looking at the wrong marker.
2nd and 8. This time Hicks on his feet. Hicks says, Mark Gray, you want a first down? I'll give you that and so much more. Still staying on his feet. A pickup of 12 yards on the play for Maurice Hicks. George Johnson had an opportunity to talk with Coach Hayes. And George, what did he have to say?
Well, Coach told me that the main thing right now is for him to control his football offensively. You guys talked about the difference between using your passing quarterback as opposed to your running quarterback at North Carolina A&T. Sounds like they want to keep the ball on the ground here in the second half. That's very important. He also sounded a little concerned about the fact that his team was not able to capitalize more on the turnovers that Hampton produced in the first half, and in the fact that his team gave the football up a little bit more than something he'd like to correct those for the second half. Come back up to you guys.
All right, Vernon Woodson getting in the backfield on Maurice Hicks on the big tackle, and that was a huge play because that was for a loss. The ball was 49. Now it's on the other side of the football.
Look at the Woodson coming up, basically unabated. Somebody missed an assignment, and that's how he was able to go and haul down Hicks with a ball. That's probably the first time this entire game that Hicks has been stopped for negative yardage.
9 formation. Matkins over to the big tight end, Bryson, and Bryce for another first down for the Aggies of North Carolina A&T. Ball spot at the 37.
Give me the ball, coach. Give me the ball. Let me have some more touches. I know what to do with it. That's what Bryson has been asking or lobbying all season long. Tough catch, a little bit low, in traffic. He catches it, spins out of one tackle, and picks up a first down.
He's the kind of guy that when you start talking about NFL potential players and a gain of 13 yards, you might not remember all the things he did at North Carolina A&T, but the pros are watching. One young man they're watching, and they're going to watch. He's only a junior. It's Maurice Hicks. A pickup of 3 yards, maybe 4 in that play, and he got 3 of them on his own.
I'll tell you, man, you keep trying to tap this guy up high, you will be a highlight. You will make his highlight reel. Put it to you like that. Guys are still trying to grab him up around the shoulders and around the numbers, and it's just not happening. Look at his numbers. 18 carries, 118 yards, averaging over 6 yards per carry. And, of course, he's taking it to the house one time this afternoon.
He took it to the house, but he missed Mr. Woodson, Mr. Cornell, and the bunch of the group doing the job.
I think they snuck Dominique Williams in there that time on the carry, Ronnie. Going up in there between tackles, trying to barrel over some people. If nothing else, just to give Mr. Hicks a break. So quickly, Williams goes out. In comes Helton and another tight end. So A&T definitely going for the smash mouth approach here early on. And that's how you control the clock. That is what they are so good at.
3rd and 7, ball on the 35-yard line. Big 3rd down for the Aggies. Matkins back to pass. Matkins under pressure from Cornell. Cornell got into the backfield. Number 51 put Matkins down.
You talk about coming off the end and being unabated to the quarterback. Watch Cornell just come here from the left side of the screen out of nowhere. Nobody touched him. I mean, there wasn't even an attempt to block him. He was left alone, and that's why that play goes for nothing.
And he's limping off sidelines, Harry Cornell. He hurt himself on that play. It's a punting situation. It's going to stop at the 10-yard line for North Carolina A&T. Not a bad situation, not the coffin corner, but it makes the Pirates have to go 90 yards just to get into the end zone. It's 21-14. We'll have to talk about third quarter action. North Carolina A&T in Hampton.
House along with Ronnie Duncan, and let's take a look at our Greyhound quick facts. First, we look at North Carolina A&T in Greensboro, North Carolina, founded in 1891, an enrollment of 7,500 students. The nickname of the Aggies, which breaks Ronnie Duncan up.
No, you know it.
Colors are blue and gold, not blue and white, and they joined the MEAC a long time ago. Now, this is Hampton's quick facts. Their colors are blue and white. Their nickname is the Pirates. Founded in 1868, formerly known as Hampton Institute. They joined the conference in 1995.
You know what? I give you an opportunity, man. Go ahead and take a lead role. What do you do? Stumble out the block?
What can you say?
Be my dog. I got much love for you. I couldn't hold it in.
Coley!
Oh! Coley almost held it in.
But that's the first time we've seen a receiver make an attempt to bail his quarterback out. Once again, the quarterback leads his receiver a bit too far. He's got to step on the man, and then watch. Coley is going to attack this ball with passion, and it just goes off his fingertips. So close, but yet so far.
21-14. 11-11 left in the third quarter.
Well, you just get the feel in this game, it's the calm before the storm.
You give the...
And there's your thunder. Boy, That's a load to bring down. Sammy Rogers. Well, they list him at about 210, 220, but that's pushing it to me. You got to be soaking wet. But I tell you something. There's nobody who's more fearless in all of college football than number 41. Coming in at the very end to get a piece of the tackle right there. Sammy Rogers, all groove, probably will be all conference, and he'll probably, if nothing else, be a free agent and invite in to somebody's camp next season.
Third down, 5 yards to go for first down. Intended for a blunt. Incomplete.
Cassius is forcing it right now.
Now let's take a look at our target scoreboard. Bethune-Cookman has a 14-0 lead over Howard in the third. Still, you would expect a little bit more out of Bethune-Cookman.
Howard's
Delaware State leading 16-0 over Norfolk State right down the road. That's in the second quarter of action on our target scoreboard. And South Carolina State is killing Morgan 29-7. You know Chad Eady and Stanley Stevens are doing some damage.
Well, if you're a Morgan grad, that's like being a Northwestern grad during the 80s. You know, you just kind of, well, I did go to Morgan State when it comes to football season. Get into the football conversations and keep quiet.
Let me rescue you from that. We're going to break. It's MEAC College Football Saturday and 2 by 7. The lead, 21-14, both teams with identical records. Hey, our holiday lights at Beach Packages means wave after wave of fun for you. You and a guest will enjoy a deluxe guest room, tickets, an award-winning light parade, and the mystery dinner playhouse, and breakfast in the morning, all for just $99. Call today, 757-422-8900. We thank you, Barry Akers. He's the man that's so responsible. Barry, we thank you.
Props to you. And you can always check him out on the internet at www.doubletree.com.
How about that? Hey, if you want to know the latest MEAC, you know what you do?
MEACsports.com.
That's right, MEACsports.com.
And if you want the MEAC undressed,
it's MEACfans.com. I enjoy that website. I really do.
Classic. Watch Hicks right here.
It's the best part.
Looks to the inside, dances to the outside, and an outstanding play that time coming up from the secondary in run support for Hampton University. Props to Lawrence Scott. Boy, Hicks just powerfully up into the teeth of Hampton's defense, moving tacklers back, but we have some laundry on the turf. That'll be a holding call made by our referee, Fleming Williams. Matter of fact, let's set the MEAC officiating crew for today's game. Your referee, of course, is Mr. Fleming Williams. Patrick Feely is your umpire. Carl Coleman, the lineman. Line judge is Curly Nimmons. Avery Fields is the field judge, appropriately enough.
That judge is Keith Norman, and the side judge is Jeff Lee.
Against the hop in, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Flemings really likes your work.
I like Fleming's work.
Gives you a lot of material to work with, doesn't he?
Indeed he does. First down.
Has anybody got change for $1?
9 minutes and counting left in the third quarter of this game. We're having a good time here. 21-14, North Carolina A&T, but in trouble was Mackins. He had to get rid of that one.
Boy, and that's because the pressure that time being applied by Isaac Hilton, finally able to beat, I believe, I couldn't see who he beat that time, but he does a good job of getting pressure. It's a straight bull rush, and I tell you something, there's no back that's going to pick up that guy when he gets into the offensive backfield. And Mackins does a good job with that Kent to Colby action, that like submarine type of pass that he threw that avoided the sack. Now the Hampton players are trying
As a matter of fact, if you look at the yellow, it's like the old Pittsburgh Pirates uniform. Look at that. Remember that? Oh, yeah, they beat the Orioles.
Twice.
Go there. Ship the football. You know, last year, this young man, I mean, not last year, but last week, he had a record-breaking game. This week, I believe they've got your number, Mr. Steve.
Yeah, I think number 5 has a bullseye on it right now because he has been absolutely useless for the A&T offense this afternoon, which means Caldwell is open. He hasn't had a touch yet to make something happen.
One young man who's been busy all day, Yannick Matthews, a punter for North Carolina A&T. Matthews set the punt. Kicked that one off at about the 12-yard line. Zuriel Smith was there to receive it. He's going to drop at the 39.
Well, you know something? Right in front of the field judge, I believe that was Montrell Pittman. Check that. Asa Evans, who shoved one of the Hampton players in the turf. There was no flag. It could have easily been one, and that would have been 15 more yards, which would have put the ball at midfield. So, you know, there's no time for that stuff right there. And see, I think, Bill Hayes telling them right now, use your head. We don't need a play like that. 35-yard punt, and Hampton takes over. Wow.
Still on his feet. Coley got some help there, too. Did you see Eric Snyder?
Yeah, but this is, look at this effort, man. But we've got a flag down. So let's see. Is this one coming back? Look at this effort. Once again, a sweep. Coming to the near side. Rogers is sealed and just blasted. And look at this spin move right here. Barry Sanders-esque. You know, I talked to Montrell yesterday. He says he likes to compare his running style a lot to Eddie George. Physical between the tackles with enough speed to get to the outside. And I respectfully disagree. It's a lot more like Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
A little small, shifty. But Barry never got the props for the power that he had.
Montrell does have receiving power.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that he does not run away from contact. He will run to it. And a lot of guys that size never run to the contact. They run away from it. He showed me a versatility, though, as a back, and that's what I admire about him.
He rushed for 3,500 yards his senior year in Goldsboro, North Carolina. He was recruited by the likes of North Carolina, Tennessee. Coley went to the North Carolina-South Carolina All-Star game and got frustrated. He said he lost his composure, took his helmet off, his pads off.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty. We have a dead ball, first down, late hit, unnecessary running, out of bounds. Against the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Okay, so why is the ball back? Okay, so it's only a net 5-yard game for Hampton. But Coley was saying he lost his composure, he lost his temper, and the big schools sort of backed off, and that was a blessing for the Pirates. Boy, that was awful close. A&T has decided, okay, number 4, we understand you're the conference's leading rusher. We understand that this was your day, but we're going to get physical with you now.
Watch Dwayne Fisher, number 10. He's going to stand up to Mr. Coley. So let him know that I am the man.
Well, they're trying to beat up on Montrell right now. And now he moves into his receiver role.
And he dropped it from that receiver role, passing complete.
Yes, Octavius Cash is a little off, but his receivers this week and over the last couple of games haven't done anything to help him out. And right there, you get perfect evidence of that. It's a safe quarterback free pass, little 4-yard pass play in the flat. Got to hold on to that.
3rd and 8, ball on the 35-yard line. Third downs have been huge for Hampton. Zuriel Smith with the reception. That might be good enough for a first down for Zuriel.
That was a confident pass with some zip on it. And Smith, fortunate that nobody was in tighter coverage because he's going to bobble his ball just a little bit, but is able to regain it and hold on for the first down.
There's going to be an official measurement to see if Smith has enough for a first down. Officials are going to bring the chains in. It all depends upon the spot. The one thing you have to be impressed with is the mere fact that each and every time Hampton has come up with a third down recently, they've converted.
Right. So they have found some chinks in the armor, and I really like the game plan that Hampton has. It's just that players haven't been executing or finishing it.
Now, we did Hampton's game last week. You made a comment, and you said you sat down, and of course we saw your one-on-one interview with Montrell Coley. You made a comment last week after I went home, watched the tape. You said I could have, meaning you, run through the hole.
Right.
Mark, I've seen you run. That would have closed.
But I still would have gotten through there. You got to understand, there are two kinds of speed. There's like regular speed, which I'm probably about a 5'2", 5'6" in the 40. But then there's like fear speed. Like when you're running out of trouble, when you're running away from the strap that your mom used to put to your booty, then I'm probably 4'4". And in that particular situation, when that hole open on the field with guys like Bubba Hubbard and Rutherford, I'm 4'4", probably 4'5".
We've got inches to go for a first down, so it'll be 4th and inches for the Hampton Pirates. And obviously, Joe Taylor and company will try to get this one done.
Still 22.5 minutes in the game, but I just get the feeling this is one of those plays that if they don't make it. Remember, 2 critical 4th down series here last week that they didn't get, and they had a lot of people around here talking all week. Here it is again.
They talked a lot about character building. This is a good character play.
Yeah.
4th and 1, ball on the 47-yard line. You know the Big Uglies are going to pack it up tight. And you know Cash is going to hold on, or maybe they will go for something a little special with Coley going around the corner.
There it is.
Coley up the middle, first down.
Big McAfee's doing a good job that time, blocking down, creating a seal. Coley with those good feet, hurdles, and picks up the first down. So Hampton needed a big play on 4th down, and they had to have a couple of demons in their heads about their inefficiency on 2 critical plays last week, but they make amends for it, at least on this one. And Hampton, almost 60% in 4th down conversions for the season.
Once again, time of possession has been the key for Hampton. This time they've got to make that time possession the key by scoring. Formation is Clement and Coley. Cash back to pass. Cash flushed out of pocket. Cash is taken down. Oh my goodness. The attack was all there. Timothy Blow getting Cash.
Boy, awesome. Just absolutely a great rush that time by Timothy Blow. Nice move you're going to see. And then once he gets his arms around the quarterback, boy, he's right down in the center of the Pirate. Boy, you talk about adding insult to injury. You're sacked, and you're sacked right on the 50-yard line.
You got to roll out. You just can't stay in that pocket like that.
No,
and that's the biggest mistake that Cash has been making throughout the day.
Well, he does want to try and get the ball downfield.
Cash again. Pressure come along. Pass to Mike Compton. Compton trying to push his way for a first down.
The square in to Compton, and this is a strike. And it's going to be just a little short of the first down. Well, Cash, he's got the arm, he's got the technique, and watch him just deliver it right here. Coming right at you. Great shot, guys. Oh, man. And Compton not able to run after the catch, but he wanted to make sure he held on to the football because look at him, battling. Oh, this is just great camera work.
Tell you what, his name is mental out in motion. He can catch that football. He just demonstrated to you the type of talent that he has. This is a young man with an abundance of talent. It's just a matter of when it's all going to be put together. Cash looking one way, still rolling out. Looking for Zuriel, pass incomplete. Curtis Deloitte all over it.
That last replay we had, a reception to Compton, was all groove caliber photography. That's outstanding work. Zuriel Smith that time not able to hold on to the football. Brings Hampton up with another 4th down and 2 situation. Smith, the lead receiver on Hampton. And let's take a look at it one more time. See, look, right at you, into your hole once again. Hold on to that Coca-Cola as the ball finds Smith. And check that, Compton and Cash this time as we come out is going to roll and be awful close to the first down. It depends on the spot. But the Aggie coaching staff are saying that he did not get the first down. There's a fortuitous spot. I think the ball's going to go over on possession to the folks in yellow. Well,
yes, it is. And yes, it is. Coach Bill Hayes has his hands up.
Play action fake. Well, it didn't seal enough people to the inside. And look, coming up, making a tremendous individual play, Dwayne Fisher, a senior from Alpharetta, Georgia. So the folks catching this on Channel 33 in the ATL, the homeboy did very good. And we'll go to break.
It's 1-14, North Carolina A&T. They have the ball, coming back on offense. We come back with MEAC College Football Saturday. You see the young man there frustrated. I'm talking about Mr. Cash.
A tremendous football legacy. Did you know North Carolina A&T produced the Arena Football League most valuable player in Arena Bowl, whatever the number it is, named Connell Maynard. Now, why do I know that? Because I watched Connell when I was at Morgan, and he just frankly killed us at homecoming like twice.
Didn't everybody kill you at homecoming when you were at Morgan?
You know something? There was no cable when you were in school, dude. So the whole world will never know whether or not. But no, you know something? You know, the sad thing about it is I come from a legacy at Morgan. Everybody went to school. I hear my aunt in D.C. I went to school with Leroy Kelly, Willie Lanier, and then you went to school with, you know, a bunch of guys that went to the one
Michael Holston?
Yeah, who went to the Houston Oilers. I went to school with I went to school, yeah, him. I think the only legacy of football player that I can hold my hat on at Morgan was Darrell Jackson. Darrell Jackson's now quarterback coach.
Coulter, there was Clarence Hosendorf. Well, quarterback gets a lot of time because there's a lot of big guys making sure that Mr. Matkins has plenty of time to survey the field.
And he had all day to look, and look at that sidearm pass. Maybe a future there. Baseball looking for pitchers. There's a good arm.
Ball on the 35-yard line. And once again, Bryson, the big tight end, still carrying alone. And across the 50-yard line, he stopped at the 47.
Give me the ball. Just throw the ball to me, and I do good things. That's Mark Bryson. I'm campaigning for him to get the ball some more. Watch. Deep drop, allows his man to come across the middle. This guy just, great pass, good hands, and he's not going down. Barreling tackles.
80 yards on the reception for Marcus Bryson, the big tight end for North Carolina A&T. 4:14 remaining in the third quarter. In the I formation is the Aggies. The give to Maurice Hicks. Hicks up middle. Hicks stopped. But now before he picked up 3 yards.
And they went right up the gut. But filling the hole was Vernon Woodson that time. And he gets it now. I think they were listening. You grab the kid by his legs, and you stand a better chance of bringing him down because you try to tackle Hicks up high. It's like a bowling ball, pardon me. You're going to bounce right off of him.
Let's take a look at our target scoreboard of games that are taking place today. It's Bethune-Cookman. Now that's the score as I see in a game against Howard, 35-0. Delaware State with the big lead, and Morgan State losing to South Carolina State in the second quarter, 43-7.
Frustrating year for South Carolina State.
Frustrating year for the Bears because there's a lot of talent. I mean, we're joking, but when you talk about guys like Lester and Ali Culpepper, I mean, there's some talented players on that team.
This is Hicks once again following those big nasties up front and giving his team an opportunity on 3rd and short to keep the chains moving. But you're absolutely right. There is talent at Morgan, but they're young in the trenches. And if you're young inside and you don't have any depth in this league, you're going to end up 2 seasons in a row, no wins in the conference. I mean, it's just, you know, the talent level has increased dramatically conference-wide. That, my friends, is what you call a bad play call. No rhyme or reason to that. A deep drop and a draw play to a back, a second or third team back. You know, especially when Matkins has some rhythm going with passing attack. See, this play just takes too long. Tried that wraparound handoff to, I believe that was Cornelius Gary. Running back sees very little time. You got to wonder where that play call came from.
Punting once again. Yannick Matthews. Joe Smith with the reception. He'll catch this one at the 10.
Travis Oliver for the second time, number 27, was just maybe a half step away from blocking that punt. Doesn't lay out, doesn't go aggressively at it.
35-yard punt by Yannick Matthews.
So the Aggies will come back out, and the defense will try to impose their will on this game once again.
The last time we had North Carolina A&T, we failed to talk about one young man who helped us out tremendously. Billy.
That's Billy Edringston, the facilities coordinator of North Carolina A&T. And when you talk about getting into the house trot and get set up for a football game, what you folks see is a finished product. It takes an incredible commitment from the staff of these fine institutions that we get a chance to visit.
Billy Edringston.
We got to give him his props for doing an outstanding job of, boy, because I tell you, there was nothing. Homecoming at A&T is something unbelievable.
He helped us out a lot. So you ready?
Yes.
All right, on 3. Don't mess with Bill. No, 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 don't mess with Bill. Leave my Billy alone.
That's that. Now, see, that's just... Yo, that's that, bro.
We're going to keep the day jobs, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Whoa! Oh!
Pop goes the weasel, and the weasel goes pop.
Dwayne Fisher is popping that weasel. Woo-wee! Number 10 comes up. Now, if you remember, he ended Hampton's previous drive by drilling Cash, who looks like he was ready to pick up the first down. And there's Montrell Coley. Down goes Coley, trying to collect himself after a shot like that.
Let's listen in. We can probably figure it out.
Might have gotten a stinger. Might have hit that funny bone.
Serial Smith on the reception.
Well, they don't pick up the first down, but here comes some flags. So we may have an extension of this drive because of some overzealousness or over-aggressiveness defensively.
No shots? No shots? You got here. That stinger.
So they're saying, ask him if he has a stinger. Anybody played football knows that you get your arm or your shoulder drilled to the turf, produces a stinging sensation that numbs your whole arm. And I think Montrell is right now trying to get some feeling back. I think he'll probably be back in the game. And so the personal foul is assessed against Hampton. Let's check this foul out right quick. Happens at the end of the play.
Unnecessary roughness, late hit, offense, 15 yards, first down.
Now let's see if we can see a late hit.
Right here.
Yep, number 66 comes up and just drills B.J. Little. And that's just Larry Vaughn winning this Saturday's Bonehead of the Game Award. You just don't do that.
46 seconds left to go just before the end of the third quarter.
Of course, that week's award went to Willie Bennett for the two fumbles. Hampton cleaning up.
Going deep, Michael Compton. Compton laying out. But this time, he was not able to catch on.
That's all Cash. Cash is either too pumped, has too much juice, or is just not getting the air under the ball. Once again, it's about the 6th time this afternoon, and Hampton thinks A&T's defensive backs are vulnerable. They have been, but the Pirates have yet to connect. I think you still have to continue to go to that well. I think that's where Florida A&M made a mistake against A&T. I think that's where Bethune made a mistake.
Michael Compton listens to the broadcast, too, because, you know what, we had 2 opportunities to see this man not lay out. This time he laid out in a situation where, sure, he was making an effort. Had he made that same effort on 2 previous catches, he would have been in the end zone for 6.
Wow, and Hampton with a big run. Wow. Looks like that was Travis Hales, a sophomore from Richmond, busting right through the A&T defensive gut. Look at right here. Drop play, great seal, open up a big hole, and I think you can run through that one, Ronnie.
I don't know. At 42, I doubt very seriously.
That's a big hole.
33 yards on the game for Hales.
You in pretty good shape.
I'm doing okay. I'm just holding on.
Whoa.
Hales was pretty good in the previous play, but that time he found out what Mr. White is all about.
So we go to the 4th quarter now.
And it's 21-14. North Carolina A&T still with the lead. That's the way it was at the end of halftime. That's the way it is at the end of the 3rd quarter. Will it be any different? Stick around. We'll show you.
19-4.
The runaway train. North Carolina A&T jumped out on top. 21-0. Hampton has come back. 14 unanswered points. Neither team has scored in the 3rd quarter or the 2nd half. We're in the final stand of this game, the 4th quarter. 15 minutes of football play between North Carolina A&T and Hampton University. This is MEAC College Football Saturday. Ronnie Duncan, along with my man Mark Gray and George Johnson on the sidelines. Montel Coley. What's the situation? We hope it's just a stinger. We'll get an opportunity to see the All-American play again. Busted play.
Coley's tough. He's a football player. He's coming back. It's not like he's on the sailing team or anything like that. He's a tough guy. Boy, I tell you, South Carolina State and Bethune-Cookman are just hammering Morgan and Howard, respectively. Just not pretty. This is an entertaining ball game. Traditional Hampton A&T contest, blood and guts. Not aesthetically pleasing, but exciting nonetheless.
Compton getting short of the first down. Catching the ball in traffic, Mike Compton.
Well, you got to wonder right here near midfield how confident Hampton is. And are they going to try to go for it here? It looks like here comes Coley. Here comes a big fullback. They are going to try to go for it.
That's Nate Clinton. Coley is back in the game, as you predicted, Mark. He is a gamer. 21-14. The Pirates need a score here to tie this game up, or perhaps even take the lead on a two-point conversion.
Nope. Forget about it. Aggies ain't having it that time.
You know what? United States Postal Service is one of our sponsors. That time it was return to sender.
But we have some laundry. Could it be a special delivery for the Pirates from the officials? Maybe
it's a first class first down.
Maybe it was delivered by U.S. Airways. Or perhaps after they got off the U.S. Airways flight, they picked up a national rental car and brought it right here.
Maybe it was same-day air.
Maybe.
Let's take a look at our Xerox stats as we get the confirmation of this flag. And I can tell you right now, rushing Hampton University has come back strong in this game, as well as passing. And when you look at the numbers, HU, when we take a look at our Xerox stats, might surprise you.
Occupation, 12 men, 12 players, 15 yards, first down.
Wow. So the fourth quarter horror is beginning, and as we look at the Xerox stats through three quarters, Pirates picking up the pace both on the ground and in the air. No turnovers in that third stanza. And look at those first downs. 18 first downs by Hampton, only 13 for A&T.
5 more. That's all. Just 5 more. Montreal Coley up the middle. MEAC, see you later. Montreal Coley, 34-yard touchdown. It's all good. It's all that a bag of chips and hominy grits. If he had the stinger, you know what? He's the #1 stinger now because someone got stung.
Well, this is unlike most folks that go to Hampton. This kind of guy doesn't drink his Gatorade with his pinky in the air. Tough guy coming back, going right up the middle, and there is nobody going to catch him from the backside as Coley takes it to the house. Yeah, young fella, you are not only the all-time leading rusher in Hampton history, and a block fit. Oh, my goodness.
It's still up. But Carolina A&T still has the ball. Finally brought out of bounds at the 40-yard line. I tell you what, this game has plenty of excitement. Every time you turn around, that Whitman with recovery, picking it up and taking it to 40. We have a good one. 21-20 is the score. The point apple block. We'll have so much more. It's MEAC College Football Saturday. Oh, it's like a hot potato, but this game is getting hot. Oh, man, I can't take much more of this. Family affair here at Hampton University. Sure was homecoming last week, but Mark Gray and I have a little help. You know, I got Junior up in here. Well, he's not exactly Junior because there's no Ronnie Duncan Juniors, but this is Joshua Andrew Duncan, my son.
And you know, if I'm not careful, this guy is going to do a better job in analyzing than I've done it. And that guy over your shoulder is my cousin Ken Crowder. Now, we got him in the house because his son today was part of a football team, a junior football team, the Woodstock Mustangs. They won the championship 42-0.
Hey, Josh, why don't you go ahead and tell us what's happening in this game? You know, you're a football player. You play at Aurora Middle School. What's been happening? What do you like?
Well, Hampton's doing a great job. It's a close game. Anything could happen.
Boy, I'm in trouble. Kill his mic now. He's taking all loot. Get him out of here. It's all jeans. But look, back to my little cousin Justin.
130 yards, huh?
He's a bad man.
And you're trying to get him, you know, recruited here?
I tell you what, no, that's my cousin Dante, who's one of the great high school running backs here in the Virginia area. He's at Hargrave Military Academy and MEAC schools, other than Morgan. This guy cuts like Marcus Allen. I can't have the family going there getting broken up.
Now, you know, there was a reason why I got the whole folks here. I go to Dorico, all-state high school performer in Ohio, in the hurdles, 5th best in the state of Ohio, by the way.
And she nationally ranked?
4x1 relay team, which won at a high school. Was fucking unofficial visit. I don't want anybody to think it's official visit.
No, these trips are on us.
That's right, unofficial visit, talking to the folks here in Hampton. She likes Hampton. She would love to go to an historically black institution. She's going to talk, of course, folks down in Norfolk. She's already talking to folks at Morgan. Just about every school in the MAC, including Ohio State and the Big Ten.
Well, one thing about Morgan, I would like to see her go and represent our track program.
Hey, we got a good track program.
Rochelle Stevens, gold medalist, graduated with me.
Hey.
Jack Pierce, gold medalist, graduated with me. So when you get away from like the gridiron, we have a lot to be proud of.
Oh, most definitely.
And we're going to have a fat new building next season. And hopefully we'll get a chance to check it out.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention Jack Pierce.
Yes, indeed.
Who went to school with me. If I didn't mention my girl, and she knows I love her down there in L.A. right now, Roberta Bell, went to Douglas High School in Baltimore, was a member of the Olympics.
Right.
As Roberta, you know, I got love for you, so I got to talk about my folks like that, so, you know.
This was a goal.
And then there's Nat Page, who was an Olympian as well. I mean, should I go on?
No, please don't. Let's check out the highlights here. We're having this homecoming reminiscent, and this is Hicks coming right at you. No seal that time. And I think Caldwell, if he can do a better job of sealing that block, Hicks might have been able to pick up a first down, but this play is going back.
Yes, it is. They've got to back that thing on up. We've got to get serious about this one. 12:51 left in the game. It is close, 21-20. The Aggies have the lead over Pirates, but the Pirates have found ways to get back in this football game.
I just wanted to make sure that before we got out of here, that we give props to all of the sports information directors throughout the conference for their help. Everybody from Tim Jones to Alvin Hollins, Patricia Harvey here, you know, B.J. Evans in the MEAC office.
And I got to give my love to my man, Joe McIver.
Sure.
Oregon State University.
Ed Hill and Howard.
Oh, Ed Hill, most definitely. Most definitely. Maurice Hicks with the reception, but he's yoked down and taken down. Wow.
Boy, that's just a great effort that time.
Oliver on the takedown.
Watch this. Hicks is really beginning to blossom as a complete running back. We know he can get done. We know he can take hits. We know he delivers punishment. We know he has the speed to take it to the house. But as his repertoire unfolds, the hands, soft hands, he's become an effective part of the passing attack, which is a great safety valve that guys like Battles and Matkins will have for the next couple seasons. The short passes move the chains as effectively as any running play between the tackles.
Hicks for a first down. Hicks is burling his way all the way to the 45-yard line. That's Maurice Hicks. North Carolina A&T Aggies putting it on. Bill Hayes can ill afford to lose this game. I don't know if you heard us earlier in the game, but you know what? This game, a lot of people thought, well, whoever wins, wins, and there's really nothing more to play for than pride. You're absolutely wrong. If the Aggies lose this game, whatever hopes or dreams they had of winning the MEAC championship back-to-back are out. But if they win, they are still in contention depending upon the outcome of the FAMU Bethune-Cookman game next week. The reason why North Carolina A&T has beaten both Bethune-Cookman and FAMU. Matkins with the reception. Oh, my goodness, you see him? Still on his feet. That's Helton. Helton taking it down to the 20-yard line. That was Matkins with the pass. Helton on the reception, and it was huge for North Carolina A&T. And the Aggies are saying, move the chains, move the chains.
You talk about moving a little something. Watch the chains move because of a great effort that time. Corner guesses wrong. I believe Rashad Mounier went for the pick, realized he couldn't get it, tried to make a tackle late. Once Helton breaks that tackle, he's off to the races down the far sideline.
It was Darius Helton, number 13, on the reception. Once again, Darius Helton, 28 yards on the reception. Ball on the 28-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Aggies of Carolina A&T. Matkins is your quarterback. One backfield. Give up the middle. North Carolina A&T, but it wasn't going anywhere fast. That was Elstock, Ian Elstock.
First time we've called this number this afternoon. You know, at the beginning of the season, the starting offensive backfield, Adrian Parks and Ian Elstock. Suddenly this guy Hicks comes along, and Elstock doesn't get any touches anymore. And as you can see, not quite as effective at getting through the hole with the quickness that Hicks has.
You know, I often go on the internet to MEACfans.com, and a big conversation is how many MEAC schools are actually going to be going to the NC Division I AA playoffs. Well, the MEAC gets one automatic at-large bid. Last year, they were able to get 2 teams. That's Hicks, and he was trying to get the first down, but that was Vernon Mason. On the sidelines right now, we've got Dr. Dennis Thomas on the sidelines without George Johnson. You know what, George? A lot of people have been asking that question on MEACfans.com. How many teams from the MEAC will get in? At least there's one automatic bid, and Doctor can tell you all about it.
Absolutely. Joining us right now, Dr. Dennis Thomas, as you just said, Ron. And Ron just brought up the issue about how many teams can we get out of this Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference in the playoffs. What do you think would be a number? What would you speculate on?
Well, we'd like to get as many as possible, but of course we have an automatic team that enter who wins the championship. Then we have at-large, and right now Bethune-Cookman, FAMU, and even North Carolina A&T and Hampton University might have a shot.
Talk a little bit about the process that goes in when it comes to making selections, the things you think about when it comes to picking a team for the playoffs.
Well, we have certain criteria as a committee we have to go by, and one of those criteria is win-loss record, strength of schedule, and common opponent. So those factors are involved in selecting the other 8 teams, at-large 8 teams that will participate in the championship playoff.
Talk about how you get to see some of these schools. I mean, I know you're with your school each and every weekend, traveling with them when they're at home. How do you know about a Georgia Southern or Youngstown State? How can you make any kind of evaluation about those schools?
As a committee member, you have to follow the teams from the start of the season to the end of the year. So we catch ball games on the satellite and ESPN and Home Team Sports and other Sports South and all other cable networks that we watch teams from the beginning of the season to the end.
Taking a look at the rankings, you can see that Florida A&M is the team that's ranked very high. They're at 15. North Carolina A&T also ranked in the top 25. But when you talked about, these are schools right now that you got this feeling that they should get a bid. That would be unprecedented to get 3 schools in the tournament, wouldn't it be?
Yes, it would be. Last year we were able to get 2 teams in, and we had not done that in a long time. So it would be unusual for us to get 3 teams in this year, but we're hopeful.
One last question. Any sleepless nights ahead for you? You're going to be able to get some sleep when you start putting this all together?
Well, I tell you, it's like work every Sunday and every Monday. So that's what we're all about as a committee. And really, it's a joy for us to do that.
Listen, I appreciate your time. Dr. Dennis Thomas, let's send it back up to the booth.
Brandon Woodson with the biggest play of the day for the Hampton Pirates. A 70-yard interception burn. Brandon Woodson, number 53. Matkins made a huge mistake, and Vernon Woodson from the linebacker spot picked it up, and it was MEAC. See you later.
Watch the pressure come up the middle and forces him to pass earlier than he wanted when he jumped the coverage, and once he got 3 steps beyond the line of scrimmage after he picked up the ball, he took it to the house, and now the Hampton Pirates are going to try and go for the 2-point version, and everybody wearing gold make the trip from Greensboro is stunned. Wow! Vernon Woodson with a huge play. That's just great timing, a great read, and you watch the convergence of all the elements of defense come together to make that play for Hampton.
Vernon Woodson played so well last week against Bethune-Cookman that I made sure that there's one player I knew about in this game. It was Vernon Woodson, number 53. He came up huge, large, and in charge. 26-21 is the score right now, as the Hampton Pirates have scored 26 unanswered points on North Carolina A&T. 26 unanswered points.
The Aggies have not been able to handle prosperity for about the last 4 weeks, and we've seen it once again here today. That was just a situation where, you know, you never really want to take a set. But you're that close, boy. Matkins got to wish he had that one back.
You know, you can hear all the verbs the Aggies can talk about last week's game against Delaware State, how they felt like some of the officiating calls went against them, was not in their favor. You ain't got no officials to blame on that one. That's Matkins making a mistake. I think one of the biggest problems for the Aggies so far this year, when you shuttle
the quarterback,
those many guys at quarterback and even in the backfield, it's going to up and bite you. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys get used to playing with one guy. They look like, if you're my leader, I know Mark Gray's my leader. Regardless, win or fail,
We got your back.
My leader.
Yeah.
You got my back. When you keep putting the guy in, putting the guy out, he does nothing to do what? Diminish the confidence. Diminish confidence, and there's no consistency, and I am totally against it. 9:6 left to go in the game. It's in the I formation. They're going for 2 points. I'm talking about the Hampton Pirates. Montreal Coley is back there to give the Coley. It's 2 points, and it is all about the Pirates of Hampton University. Give them 2. It is 28-21. Now North Carolina A&T has to score twice in order to get something done.
Well, here we go, Ronnie. All you want to do is give yourself a chance, and Hampton is, wow, A&T will have to get a touchdown here in order to get back. But Montreal Coley, 9 points on the afternoon, coming back from a stinger, taking it to the house. We're back at you in a minute.
Got Joshua Andrew Duncan, my son, in the booth with us, Mark. And
my job, of course.
You know, he's trying, man. It's 28-21, but Joshua gave us a very good key insight on the game. What do you think about it, Joshua?
Well, like I said, it was too close to call. Just like on that 70-yard interception, it was too close to call. This game, I think, is going to Hampton right now.
What have you liked about the Hampton defense? What have you seen in that defense that reminds you of you guys when you playing?
Good pressure, good teamwork, and confusing the offense in every way.
Now, who's the best color analyst in all of college football? I think it's Uncle Mark, isn't it, Mark Gray?
No, it's me.
All right, yeah, there you go. Oh, they just don't make them like they used to.
They sure don't, man.
Play?
You are a humble young
man. Mark.
you get that humility from your pops, don't you?
We got flags all over us. Switch of offense and defense.
Okay. You know what? It's a lot of fun.
Here's a soda, kid. Go ahead, you know. Remember Joe Green with the... Hey, kid.
Thanks a lot, John. We appreciate it.
35, first down.
Oh, man, that was funny. I thought he was going to give you love. I'm setting it up. And he goes, no.
Yeah, I'll see you in a couple of weeks here, young fellow.
9:52. Let's go in the game. 28-21. Hampton. Bryson, why not go to him? Trying for the first down, but he'll be short of a first down. Marcus Bryson.
Give me the ball and let me carry you all the way down the field. This is a play that has been working right there because the Hampton defensive backs are doing a good job of taking away the skilled players that stretch the defense. So watch the passing lane that comes up here. The lane is going to be in the middle of the field when they're concentrating on taking away the outside players. That means number 88 Bryson is going to be able to work the seams inside the hash marks on down the field. It's an adjustment that Hampton has not made yet, and I still think it's something that can help the Aggies down the stretch.
First down, 2nd and 1, 3-yard gain by Maurice Hicks. And it's another first down for the Aggies A&T. 28-21, the Pirates of Hampton University have come back to take the lead, and this has been an important comeback.
In a series like MEAC College Football Saturday, we've had so many close games. I can only think of maybe one blowout, that being FAMU over Norfolk State. Ronnie, you get the feeling that we're poised for some extra time here this afternoon.
I believe we are. First 10, ball on the 48-yard line. Trying to get into the Hampton territory is the Aggies. Mack looking back to pass. He found Bryson. Bryson felled the ball, but he only had it momentarily. You got to hold on to it. Big fella, he dropped it.
He may have just dropped. Yeah, he may have just dropped that one, but he's been hot all afternoon.
Take a look at these 3 catches we're about to show you in sequence because Marcus Bryson has been the man. And I'm telling you right now, if I'm an NFL guy, I wouldn't mind having this guy in the team. You think about it is that he blocks well, too.
What do they talk about at school? The common denominator in terms of division. Well, the common denominator in this series, all across the middle, all within the hash marks in the center of the field. That's where he does his damage. It'll be there for the rest of the game.
2nd and 10. Matkins back to pass. Incomplete.
He tried to force that pass that time in the L stop, and finally Hampton has made the adjustment. When Bryson came across the middle, I think he was the first option in that attack, in that play, pardon me. But what happened is when he ran off and tried to get into his post route, he ran into 2 linebackers. I think Cornell was there. and I couldn't quite make out who else was there, but he ran right into a double team. That made him force the pass to Ailstock, and it goes off his fingertips. And Bryson is coming out of the game right now.
Take a listen to this. Last 4 meetings, North Carolina A&T won 41-24 over Hampton in 99. 98, Hampton won 23-10 over A&T. 97, Hampton won 7-2 over A&T. And 96, it was A&T 24, Hampton 20. Close contest, pressure all over the place. Pass in and out of the hands of Ship, and there's a flag on the play.
That is a horrendous call. That is absolutely terrible. That just penalized the defensive back for making a play greater than any perception that the official had.
Christopher Parker will be the guilty party, number 23.
You often see that in basketball season where officials will call a travel on a play that they just don't think a kid can make. And I don't think that the field judge that time thought that the defensive back make that play. He got right there with the ball.
Pass was going to Steve Ship. Christopher Parker gets the penalized, number 23. It's unfortunate because that kid, I have to admit with you, Mark, made an excellent effort. At least it looked that way in live action. Maybe in slow-mo we'll see something that we didn't intend to see earlier. 8:31 remaining in this football game. Pirates of Hampton have the lead, 28-21.
Let's see if we can get the official call from Fleming Williams.
On the defense, 15-yard penalty, and automatic first down.
Let's take a look at it right here. Matkins, under pressure from both sides, gets that. Boy, I tell you, that's a great play. He broke right when and he and the ball got there at the same time, man. Maybe he had his arm around the back or something from the backside.
Maybe there was something so even prior to that, but I'm going to tell you right now, just from that vantage point, it was a good play. Break up to make up. It can feel so good.
How many 8-track cassettes do you still have in the crate?
Dwayne Little on the tackle. MEAC College Football 2000 is used by MyTeam.com Productions exclusively for the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference and its authorized outlets. Any use, reuse, or retransmission of this broadcast without the written consent of the MEAC Commissioner's Office is prohibited. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 37. Matkins, and guess who it is? Vernon Woodson. He had to throw that one away. Woodson got right in that face. Boy, this. Vernon Woodson, 53.
It's amazing how the intensity can pick up after a big play. That time, missed assignments up the middle. I think Carol Burley was probably supposed to catch him on that stunt. And he comes unabated to the quarterback, and Matkins is getting quite familiar with the Armstrong turf here in the second half. Look at this outstanding work coming right into your home. That was almost grounding.
I don't know what everyone else has done today on the defensive side of the ball, but for my Vernon Woodson is not only the player of this game for Hampton, he's a player of the week in the MEAC.
Yeah, he's had a big game. And there's a bad pass. Boy,
and that was intended for Hicks, and that was a 3rd down and would have been a 1st down, perhaps, for the Aggies of North Carolina A&T. So that will put them in a 4th down situation, and Bill Hayes has to wonder himself with 7:46. Do I punt, or do I go for it?
You go for it. Got the 2nd-rated defense in the MEAC. I mean, you got to have confidence that your defense can bail you out if you don't get here. And unlike last week, the crowd right below us is getting loud, boisterous, and trying to urge this Pirate team on.
But you know what? These are the faithful. These aren't the folks that just come to homecoming. They make sure they go to 5-6 games on the regular season. Matkins back to pass. Matkins looking for Chris Caldwell. Incomplete. Chris Caldwell, number 4, would have been in the end zone. It appeared as if he had the time. It appeared as if Matkins' throw was on point, but it didn't work. We'll come right back. This game is closer than you think, but it's number 28-21. Hampton with the lead. Too close. That ain't going to work, even in horseshoes. The lead, 28-21, 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Ronnie Dunn along with Mark Gray and George Johnson on the sideline. And I tell you what, these Hampton fans who have been around for many years are showing more true flavor than the Hampton crowd that just basically showed up for homecoming. And you've got to enjoy what you're hearing from these guys.
See, you know what happens is, these are the people right here that actually tap the kegs. Last year we had the Perrier heads in the crew, so they were opening the bottled water and all that kind of stuff. Look at them.
They're making noise. You gotta love it.
That's
I tell you
what it's all about.
From back in the day, the real Hampton boosters are making all the noise today.
Right.
That's you're supposed to make good noise.
Look at it. Yeah, that's right.
See, they're talking to us. We're talking about them. See, we're giving you guys. That was Mark. That was Mark with the Perrier. All right.
See, you got the heads in the house.
See, we know they're listening,
That's
Mark.
right.
All right. 7:26 remaining in this football game. 28-21. It has been so much fun. Best time I've ever had. Best fun I've ever had, Mark. And I tell you what, the thing about it is that our paths only crossed once this year, but it's been nothing but fun just working with you, man.
Man, this has been a ball. And we got a great game to end the season, and a game that, you know, we were all worried about coming in here if we really show up. I mean, you know, it's hard.
You know what? And the thing about it is that for 12 noon kickoffs, let's face it, a lot of these teams basically play at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But, of course, they make concessions for us, which is the MEAC football game of the week. And for a 12 o'clock noon kickoff, it was a nice crowd here today.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, main first down.
And they have come around and helped this team out. Get a big lift on a couple of critical plays. And unlike last week, folks are really into it around here.
You've got Clint, you've got Coley. You've got guys that you can run the football, who can sell the football. And that's what Joe Taylor needs to do to preserve this victory. Cash back to pass. Waited a little bit too long, Mark.
Well, he better tuck that ball up under there pretty quick, because A&T's pretty proficient at stripping the football. But my man Rutherford in there once again.
Everybody was covered. The defense was there. The Aggies defense has tried to hold up the banner with that Aggie right.
3rd and 13 situation.
In a game the Aggies can ill afford to lose if they have any dreams, any hopes of winning the MEAC championship. Remember, we're talking North Carolina A&T went undefeated in the conference last year, national champions of black college football and MEAC champions, and went to the semifinals of the one-way playoffs.
It looks like it'll be just short. It'll be well short, pardon me.
It'll be well short of the first down. It was Mike Compton on the reception.
So the A&T defense steps up once again, and can the offensive brain trust make the adjustment? You got to believe that Hampton now is going to be concentrating on Bryson, the tight end, so that may open things up for a call or a ship. But this is right now where the Aggies are missing a player like Ramondo North.
Well, time and opportunities are on their side right now. Charles Bolden with the punt. Deloitte is back there. Just going to take a nice little roll to the 20-yard line or 21-yard line. So that's where they're going to operate from. The Aggies of North Carolina A&T. 5:31. That's the time remaining in this game. We'll come right back with much more. Exciting games here. Last week, 34-31, it was Bethune-Cookman, but they had to fight off a rally by the Pirates. But this time, the Pirates are trying to hold off and hold on to their lead. It's Maurice Hicks cutting the grain. Maurice Hicks, he's got midfield. Maurice Hicks still on his feet. Maurice Hicks trying to race to the end zone and brought down by Brandon Woodson.
What an incredible run by Hicks, but an even more incredible run by Woodson to track him down. Once Hicks exploded into the secondary, Woodson had to come clean across the field to track him down. He effectively walked him like a sprinter would. Wow!
That was one huge run by Mark.
Watch number 53. He's blocked off, so he's going in pursuit to the far side, and with the cut, he has to reverse his field, and look at him. Come from the backside and track number 22 down. That's Woodson covering some 60 yards to pick up Maurice Hicks.
63 yards to be exact. Maurice Hicks. Maurice Hicks trying to make it to the end zone. Maurice Hicks inside the 10.
Well, you get the feeling that the big nasties up front for the Aggies have gotten a second win. Victor Marte, Carol Burley, Quasi Mitchell, they are just blasting at the point of attack with the money on the line.
Don't forget, one day after Thanksgiving, we're going to be leaving, and that's Saturday, 2 days after Thanksgiving, November 25th. It's the Division I AA playoff game, and we will have one of the MEAC schools, at least one of the MEAC schools that will be playing in the Division I AA playoff. Check your local things for MEAC College Football Saturday. One more game coming your way. Maurice Hicks trying for one more time to get into the end zone. but this time he's met by a bunch of blue, and they didn't want him to do what he wanted to do.
And there's a strong possibility, Ronnie, we could be coming up to your neck of the woods for the 1AA playoff.
That's a possibility right now. It looks like we could be taking on Youngstown State. And if you can recall, last year, Youngstown State was the reason why FAMU did not go to the finals of the Division I.
With all due respect to Youngstown, I think FAMU's, Quinn Gray had a lot more to do with it than Youngstown.
I tell you what, it was a game in which FAMU had it all the way down. And let's be honest. I mean, it's a situation where I felt that FAMU had gone, but the fact that the MEAC got two teams that far in the semifinals said a lot about this conference. It's Williams, Dominic Williams.
He didn't get in.
Didn't get into the end zone, but Dominic Williams coming out of the backfield on the reception. He takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Lawrence does a great job of keeping him out of the end zone right there. He also got some help that time from Willie Bennett, another defensive back in support. But he does pick up the first down. So the Aggies, this is a clutch drive by North Carolina A&T.
And it started off with a 63-yard run by Maurice Hicks.
But it started with the play of the big nasties up front.
Oh, most definitely. When you talk about B.J. Little and those guys on defense, how they were able to hold Hampton down, that was the key. Right now, Maurice Hicks, can you believe this? 233 yards on the day on 33 carries. And that's Hicks with the football. Hicks looking to get into the end zone. And let's see what the officials rule.
They said that he was stopped just short.
That's right. They was stopped short, so they're going to put this at the end line. Maurice Hicks trying to make it into the end zone.
Well, this is where the big nasties up front begin earning their scholarships. And for, let's see, I think we got
that flag on the play. Indeed it is. And back the ball up to the 8-yard line.
So we know what the call is. The illegal motion appears to be the infraction. So the big nasties up front.
Let's take a look at our Marine Corps players of the game. And if you have been watching this game the last 4 to 5 minutes, you would know that Vernon Woodson, number 53 for Hampton, with his 7-yard touchdown on the interception, is the most valuable player for Hampton. And with 230-plus yards for North Carolina A&T, it's Maurice Hicks.
Smith once again coming up in run support after a pass gets out to the flat to just keep Dominique Williams out of the end zone. I mean, it's just an individual effort by Hampton Smith, who is basically the last couple of plays kept the Aggies out of the end zone. It's
time on the clock. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the game. Ball is on the 5-yard line. It is second and goal.
This is what it's
second and goal. This is what it's all about. Look out for the tight end. It could be Bryson. To give to Maurice Hicks to the end zone. Touchdown, North Carolina A&T. It's starting to get funky around here. It's starting to get tight around here.
This is it. This is what you gotta love it.
Put down the Perrier water and let's go and get those kegs going.
You may need another one because we could be playing for a long time this afternoon here if the Aggies can nail this. Boy, how big is this?
Good. Darren Dawkins, the field goal kicker for North Carolina A&T.
I thought Joe Taylor might have been trying to, yeah, he does.
This is their second charge timeout.
All right, timeout. Hampton, will we take a break from the action? Will we sit there and watch? Because Darren Dawkins has time to think about what he's going to do.
Circle back to Tallahassee on October 21st. And what happens? They tried to ice the FAMU field goal. But you know something? This is a final MEAC college football Saturday game of the week. And this brings us an opportunity to look at yours truly's top 5 NFL prospects from the conference. Ray Massey to me is the top prospect from the conference.
Can I be a critic?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Montrell Coley is probably my number 2. Number 3 is Stanley Stevens. I like those backs. These are guys that run between tackles, take it to the house, and they will all be effective in the passing game as well. For my money, Massey, with all due respect to B.J. Little, the best pure linebacker this conference has seen since Earl Holmes, who's done yeoman work in Pittsburgh. Patel Troutman, listed as a quarterback, will play somewhere in the NFL. Not quite sure it'll be quarterback, but give him the ball. And, of course, Darnarian McCants, big, physical, speed downfield, and go across the middle. Those are 5 guys that I think we'll see in camp next season, and there's Massey. Boy, I'd like to have stock in his big toe. Boy, it's going to be expensive. He's going to be paid this time next year.
In the words of a wise man, you have done very well.
Appreciate you. But then there's some other watch we'll get into in just a little bit after this kick. Biggest kick of the year
for Darren Dawkins. It's up and it's good, and we've got a tie ball game at 28-all. North Carolina A&T and the Hampton Pirates. Now the others to watch, obviously B.J. Little. But here's a guy I think I would have put there because Monty Stokes, in my opinion, is all groove. Antonio Stanley, you got to have him there as all groove. Sammy Rogers, I don't disagree with. Jerron Haley, I don't know. Didn't have the type of season I thought. But I got to ask you, what happened to Jacque Nunley on this list?
You know something? I think he's a bit undersized,
and I don't want to disregard Leonard Relaford either. We see Leonard's name down there.
But I'll disrespect the Nunley. I got questions about his size and his ability to make big plays at the next level. He has been a tremendous college football receiver, but you have to look at players with upside, and I'm wondering, is there any more room for improvement in Jacque Nunley's game than we've seen already?
Jacque Nunley, you're probably at home watching this game. I want you, when you get to the end zone next week down in Florida, to look for Mark Gray's ugly grill on the sideline.
I'll be in some loud coat, too.
Oh, he's going to be in a loud coat because he's Baltimore. He want everybody probably be red.
No.
All right? But check this out.
Orange,
take the football, Jacque, put it in my face and say, how you like me now? Do it every time you get in the end zone for me.
Do
all right?
Next
Just
week.
come right next week. I said next week. Come every time you get into the end zone. How you like me now? Leave me off your all groove top 5 prospecting.
Sorry.
All right, so I'm telling Jacque Nunley, look out for Mark Gray. He'll be the brother on the sideline with the glasses and the big eyes.
Yes, that's me.
Talking smack.
Well, but ask yourself, McCants or Nunley? Ask yourself, Monty Stokes or Nunley? Ask yourself, Antonio Stanley. And I had to really, you know, you look at guys run after the catch, and as great as Nunley was, you can't touch, in my opinion, Stanley.
All right, 2:19 remaining in the game. You know what? I'm just playing with you, man, because I got to do that. Somebody has to do that, Mark. See, everybody's scared of you. The guy used to work with you before. He's going to get into the groove thing with you.
Oh, he's trying to make something happen for himself.
See, I'm trying to bring a little flavor with you. Hey, speaking of Coley, we've got some information on Coley, and you know what? Not bad at all. Second all-time leading rusher in the history of the MEAC. This guy's putting up some big numbers. Montreal Coley. Didn't get many that time.
Well, that's because there was Massey up the middle to disrupt that play, and then he picks himself up and is able to get a piece of the tackle as well. Massey is a beast.
Second and 15. Less than 2 minutes to play in the game. Pass intended for Zuriel Smith. Now let's take a look at some numbers for Montreal Coley. It is quite impressive. Second all-time MEAC, 48 touchdowns. Not bad, 294 points. Hampton MEAC single-season leader, 138 points and counting. Tied with Michael Hicks of South Carolina State for the MEAC rushing record for touchdowns. He needs 2 points to tie Hicks for the MEAC's all-time record, 316 points, and needs 2 touchdowns to break the all-time MEAC career touchdown record. This young man's going to take with him a bunch of hardware when he leaves the MEAC. You know what? And he says a lot to the little guy. If you're a little guy, don't believe what people tell you. You can't play. Montreal Coley is just another example of what little people can do with big hearts.
Talk about that Michael Hicks. What a player he was. Folks in Greensboro remember him.
You know what? The A&T players are looking for a grounding because they're saying, who was he throwing to? There was nobody over there.
Well,
the officials didn't buy it.
That took a lot of guts not to call that grounding play because he threw that. And here's the flag late. There's a late flag. Intentional grounding against Hampton. Wow. So let's see. If that play happened in the end zone, 2 points for A&T. Oh, no, you don't want to see this game decided on an intentional grounding call in the end zone. Let's see.
We have intentional grounding against our offense. The ball will be placed at the spot. Up and down. 4th down.
So at least he wasn't in the end zone. Let's take a look at it right quick. Let's see. Look at the pressure coming. And he wasn't in the end zone. Close. A&T has got one block already in the end zone.
Tells Bolden set the punt. Deloitte gets it. Deloitte just brought down Hampton all over it. That was Lawrence Smith on the tackle, number 20.
Boys, he had a big game.
It's not over yet. It's a minute 24 left to go. It is all tied up. Watch the game has had a lot. And watch the kicker, Tellis Bolden. Take that, young man.
Well, that looked like that could have been a running into the kicker penalty. And there was a flag that does go down.
That was Dwayne Fisher, 10.
Let's see if Hampton gets the ball back. I'm not quite sure that was roughing. He definitely was run into.
Pretty good job of acting by Tellis Bolden, I can tell you that much.
Hey, Fine Arts School, big new Fine Arts building. Gotta love it.
Running into the kicker. 5 yards, decline, first down.
So, does that mean that... Okay, so that means it would have been a third down and 15. So the 5 yards only makes it 3rd and 10. So 4th and 10. So Aggies with a shot. All you want is a shot in regulation with the ball late in the game on the road. And even better for North Carolina A&T, they will start at Hampton's 35-yard line. So the Pirate defense will have to step up right here if they're going to hold the Aggies off.
Darius Hilton, Steve Shipp, or your wide receivers. The backfield, obviously, that of Maurice Hicks. Give the Hicks, turn the corner. Hicks, turn it up. Finally knocked out of bounds. The 18-yard line.
Well, you know something, Ronnie? I think the big fellas up front right now, and maybe even the linebackers, are a little fatigued right now for Hampton. See, the big nasties are getting off the ball, and then at the point of attack, you see a lot of people who are moving at about a half step slower right now. That's a great shot, guys. Woo!
Got a final win on our target scoreboard. The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats are now 9-1. They beat Howard 35-0. That's Bethune-Cookman, and of course I believe they did it again without Patel Troutman. Maurice Hicks taking it up the middle. Maurice Hicks getting close to a first down, but he'll be short about 3 yards.
The last 4 years, we've had the honor and the privilege to watch Patel Troutman. And at this stage of his career, Alan Suber may be better than Patel Troutman. At least that's what Alvin Wyatt told his young quarterback last week. Here we have Hicks coming right up the gut. It's a trap. Woodson does a good job of filling the hole, but he's not able to play off his block to make the tackle. And once again, the safeties have to come up and try and stop Hicks. So game's in the hands of the Aggies right now. Unless Hampton can jaw the ball loose. A&T
5 ball on the 14-yard line to give to Hicks. Hicks was stopped, and the reason why, look at that blue defense. I'm talking about Hampton University. On the stop there was Isaac Hilton, number 93, was able to get a leg up on Mr. Hicks.
So right now, North Carolina A&T and Bill Hayes are probably content with running Hicks between tackles up the middle.
And leaving the game into the hands of Jaron Dawkins for a field goal. Dawkins' longest field goal made this season was 42 yards. 42 yards, the longest field goal Dawkins made this season. This is a young man who loves to live for the moment like this, and what other field goal guy doesn't? Let's listen into the Hampton huddle.
We'll get to the point where put that name on Kings and let's make sure we equal that. All right? But if it's split, let's get on around the horn. Ain't nobody boxing. Around the horn and make it happen there. We going back and we gonna go 4-2, rolling in Pirate cover 1. All right, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen right here. Big play. We can force that fumble. We can force that fumble right here. Hit that thing tight, Pirates. Hit that thing tight and wash your boot. Wash your boot. Wash your boot. We need this, y'all. Let's do tight.
I will not lose the
Too tight.
I will not lose the team.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go regular. Regular. 4-2, 4-2-3. 4-2-3. Regular.
And the pressure will be on Darren Dawkins, it would appear, if they're running that 4-3 set. That means they're going to bunch it in real tight and try to take away the runs up the middle between the hashes, which give the kicker an easier trajectory to make it.
They're going for 3rd and 4. Mackins it was to Hicks. Hicks picks up maybe a yard on the carry at most. Another timeout. It's went over to the Aggies.
Well, here we go. Here comes the special teams unit. And you get the feeling Joe Taylor probably burned his last time out as well, trying to ice the kicker.
Dawkins out there. He's taking a look at things.
Looks like it'll be about somewhere in the neighborhood of 26-yard field goal.
I said a 26-yard field goal. 26 yards. Should be an easy field goal. However, you know Hampton's going to be bringing the heat.
Look at the warfare going on in the trenches right now. Late in the ball game, Hampton getting a little bit more tired. And look at the guys. Big Nasties in yellow just driving people back, getting good surge. And Hicks is able to follow them, and he's able to move it closer. Wind still blowing. Looks like in some semblance of, what is that, easterly direction? And he will be attempting it from the left hash. Check that.
From that distance, 20 to 29 yards, Darren Dawkins is 4 out of 5 this season. 4 out of 5 field goals from that distance. This, 26 yards, 20.3 seconds left to go. Darren Dawkins.
Hampton wants a timeout. The team doesn't see it.
Holding is worth one.
The coaches are trying to get Hampton to take a timeout, and they don't.
The kick is up, and the kick is good. North Carolina A&T has come back to take a lead, 31-28.
And Joe Taylor's coaching staff was making the motion. The Hampton sideline was telling the team, yo, we want a timeout. We want a timeout. We want a timeout. And they didn't hear him. So this is a gut-wrenching loss, it would appear. But North Carolina A&T is in the same situation last week. An onside kick, they weren't able to handle it. Delaware State stole the victory.
They say save the best for last. A lot of people have wondered how this game will play out. North Carolina A&T with nothing but pride and a possibility of holding on to their dreams of winning back-to-back MEAC crowns. It could happen. It all depends on what happens next Saturday in Florida when FAMU takes on Bethune-Cookman. Don't forget to join us on the 25th of November for MEAC College Football Saturday, our final game of the year. It will be a Division I AA playoff game from a site to be determined. And we hope that you join us.
I just want to know, Ronnie, if we do the Youngstown, is dinner on you?
Oh, dinner's definitely on me. I mean, you know, the thing about it is that you work with people and you can act like you like them. All right, there's 11 seconds left on the clock. You can work with people and act like you like them, but then you can work with people and you can really enjoy them. And I've just had a good time. I think that of the individuals I've done this with, and being my first year of doing play-by-play, you held my hand at Delaware State and helped me through it each and every week.
You're foolish.
You know, you've been the man. So I just thank God.
No.
I think you've been the man. So we're going to give you all the proper juice, all the fans on MEACfans.com. Mark Gray.
It's a team effort. And Hampton's going to try.
Cash puts it up. That ball is caught by Zuriel Smith. Smith caught the football.
And there's
Smith caught it, and there were 3 defenders. And there's 3 seconds left on the clock.
No, there's 3/10, but he got out of bounds.
And he got out of bounds. Zuriel Smith with the reception at the 19-yard line.
So here comes Hampton with an opportunity to kick a field goal to tie this thing up and send it into overtime.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. And we've got a flag down on the near sideline.
I think he crossed the line of scrimmage.
He may have.
Cash may have crossed the line of scrimmage. Let's see what the official ruling is. Let's take a look at it, Mark. Here it is. Cash is rolling out. He's in all kinds of trouble. You can see Massey there trying to get to him. You can see the big fella, and there he is. Does he cross the line?
He must have, because the line judge was right there, going right into his pocket as soon as he released the pass.
And that was it. He crossed the line of scrimmage. Bring it back. That's exactly what it was. Cash crossed the line of scrimmage.
So this play's coming back, and I'm sure that Joe Taylor isn't really thrilled about it. But what a disappointment! Oh man, wow! You talk about fun people to work with. It was. I definitely have enjoyed this one, especially after being forced to share a radio booth with people that you don't like, or people that you sometimes like, or people that you just got put up with. It's been a much more pleasurable football season than I had last year. And besides, man, ain't no halftimes up in Bristol like this, bro. Sorry.
The thing about it, we let you be yourself.
Right.
In Bristol, we don't let you do that.
No. No. Oh, that guy, he's... So at least it's not like the NFL where they, well, what happened? Well, we got more confusion here than they have in Florida right now with the presidential race.
Oh, we definitely do. So what it was is that there was a personal foul.
Pass across the line of scrimmage and threw the ball. We have a dead ball, personal foul, late hit out of bounds against the defense. 15 yards, first down.
So Hampton gets one more play.
One more chance, as long as there's time on the clock. There's a possibility. And you know what? Cash has proven to me on numerous occasions that he's got the strength.
He does have the arm,
throw
baby.
it 50-plus yards, and right now, this would be a 52-yard touchdown strike, and that's what he needs.
Or pass interference call, opportunity for a field goal.
He lets it up. Hail Mary. And it's broken up, and that will do it. Final score, the Aggies of North Carolina, A&T 1, the Pirates of Hampton 28. For Mark Gray, George Johnson, I'm Ronnie Duncan. We'll see you on November 25th for the Division I AA playoff game. This is MEAC College Football Saturday.